Production.
What's good, y'all, man? It's your boy SWODAPOET, and we back with another episode of Black Prosperity. And this time, we got somebody that y'all might deem a little bit controversial for just his standpoints and the things that in his society, in the way that he just views society as a whole, particularly the black community. But introducing nobody other than Mr. Soheem. Appreciate you for coming on the platform today, man.
Thank y'all.
I just want to say, man, this is a open platform. Speak freely, speak your mind. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we're just here to enlighten and have that conversation. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I just want you to have that freedom to be you.
Absolutely. I appreciate y'all for having me.
So, might as well just get straight into it, man. You go, we'll say the word viral. You get a lot of controversies for your takes, particularly in the black community, in the way that it just affects us as a whole, from various topics to the YN community, to hip hop, to gender wars, to all these things. But first, I want to start in probably the most popular one, which is probably the new term YN. What is your perspective and like analysis on YN culture, and how do you think it affects the black community particularly?
I just think YN culture is a culture that's been, it didn't just start. I know the term YN has become like a popular term, but it didn't just start. You know, we was YNs.
Facts.
At one point. We still technically is YNs.
Yeah,
I mean, if you want to keep it.
I feel good.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to
touch my toes.
Right. We still YN. We might not be 21, 22 years old, but we still YNs. You know what I'm saying? If you want to just be technical about the term.
Facts.
You know, I remember wearing the snowman t-shirt to school and all that, the Jeezy snowman.
Facts.
So, you know, we done did all that, but the thing about it is with the YN thing, I think the biggest issue now is that because it's gotten even more popularized, that now it's reached an even higher level. And so, you know, even on my way here, I was driving by and I seen on the corner coming out the gas station parking lot, it was like, it had to be at least 8 or 9 YNs, young black men, probably all under the age of 16. Some of them was like 12, 13. And I just looked at that group of kids and I'm like, out of 8, 9 of them, at least 4 or 5 of them gonna go to prison. And I know that. I know at least 4 or 5 of them, and the numbers and the statistics shows that. And to take it even a step further, even maybe 1, 2, or 3 of them out of that group might not even make it to the age of 21. And the issue that I have with that, what I noticed, is that I'm sitting here thinking like, it's all these kids here. I don't see an adult in sight nowhere. I don't see a parent, I don't see a guardian, I don't see a big homie, I don't see none of that shit. They just outside just kicking it on Northside Drive. You know what I'm saying? That right there alone is a recipe for disaster. And so my issue is with this, and this is kind of what I've been thinking, and I know it may sound crazy to some. The issue with the YN culture is that the parents, the guardians, are not instrumental enough in the kids' lives. That's the biggest problem right there. And there's no real accountability, I hate to say it, but on black mothers and black fathers, there's not enough accountability in our community like on the parents. Want me to tell you what to make motherfuckers accountable? If your son, your 16-year-old son, your 17-year-old son, your 15-year-old son go out here and kill somebody, go out here and rob somebody, go out here and steal somebody's car, whatever sentence they give him, the mama or the father should get half the fucking time. I bet you if that shit start happening, it'll be a lot more accountability in our fucking community. A lot more people will know where their kids was. A lot more people will know, hell nah. You get my point? It'll be a little bit more enthusiasm about locating where your child is. If you know if he get fucked up legally, I get fucked up legally. See, that concept is not the case right now. It is to an extent. Like, I think like some schools have like the truancy shit. Yeah. Like if your child don't come to school, missing up days, the parent get in trouble. Yeah. So it needs to be more of that. And I know to a lot of people that may sound fucked up, but that's how I feel, because it unfortunately, especially with our community, for whatever reason, I guess it started on the plantation, I would have to say, we always gotta have the white man to come in and referee what's going on in our culture. It should not be like that, but that's the only time we seem to get any kind of real act right, if that makes sense.
But you know, a lot of people would attest that the white man's doing of the dismantling and the structure of the black foundation and family is the reason why you have these broken homes. And would you attribute that to the reason why we have this YN culture today? Or do you feel that at the end of the day, once you have know-how and knowledge of and consciousness of right and wrong and yes or no, like, does that then fall on the individual and not us as a community? Because I often feel like that sometimes low-key undermines us, you know what I'm saying? And that contributes to the way that we're portrayed in media, TV shows, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know a lot of black people that come from two-parent households, you know what I'm saying? And both their parents is there. But the connotation behind black people is that our daddies don't raise us and our moms is and this and that. And to a fault, some of it is true, you know what I'm saying? But would you say that that's just a true, accurate representation, or is that just the casualties of the dynamic and the message that the world tries to paint and portray on us as black people?
Well, let me first of all debunk the idea of the fathers not being in the home. I actually saw statistically that white parents or white fathers are just as not much in their children's lives than black fathers, if not a little more, actually. Okay. Just like that same stereotype that black American people are the main recipients of government assistance. Not true.
That's definitely not true.
Not true.
White people,
white Americans receive more government assistance than black Americans. That is a fact. It's Googleable. The shit I say is Googleable. You know what I'm saying? So let's just, do away with that stereotype in itself. The issue is with the white and the black numbers. Their numbers just don't get recorded the way our numbers get recorded. That's why, like, they have this idea of black on black crime. Black on black crime doesn't exist. You have crime according to the proximity of the ethnicity of people that you live around. So if you are a white man and you live in a predominantly white area, then more than likely there's gonna be more white crime done to other white people, because you primarily live around white people and you're a white man. Same instance. If you're a black man and you live in a predominantly black area, then by default there are going to be black crimes being done to other black people. So why do we only hear the term black on black crime? And when have you ever heard white on white crime? You never hear that shit, do you? When do you hear Asian on Asian crime? You never hear it. That's my point. So black on black crime has been this isolated term that's been put to the side to make it seem like our community is just so much more violent to our own kind than any other community, and that alone is cap. It's just cap. The numbers don't even support that. So that's why I say there's no such thing as black on black crime. Why is black on black crime isolated in comparison to white on white crime or Asian or Hispanic on Hispanic crime? We the only ones that get a specific label when it comes to our crime. So back to the YN thing, I just do really think that these young men, first of all, starts with the parents. Like I said, I feel that definitively. If the parents had if there was more legal accountability over their whereabouts, what they do, where they going, that shit would end immediately. Because now the parents are like, all right, I really want to go to the club and twerk and be a city girl, but it's midnight, I don't know where the fuck my son is, and if he do something hot and end up getting 10 years in prison, I'm gonna have to go do 5 years, or even 3 years, or even 2 years. Let's just say 25% of the time. Just having that in the back of their minds, I really feel like would make a significant difference with YNs and the decisions that they make.
Okay. So, like, what would you say kind of like perpetuates YN behavior, and like what's the origin of it, and why is that the narrative being pushed on our younger black children?
It's being pushed because the more degenerates we have, when you gotta look at the term YN. What does YN mean? Young nigga, right?
Facts.
The key word in both of those two words is young, right? So when you go to young means what? The future. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Me and you, we talking how we talking, but we're in the present. We're also considered the future, but they the future. See what I'm saying? So if you attack the future, which is them, and again, like I said, we're the future as well, but they're like the future.
Right.
We'll say Gen Z.
Okay.
Let's say Gen Z.
Yeah.
Gen Z. We like millennials. So we'll say Gen Z. So if you can attack Gen Z, now you get control of the next 50 years. See what I'm saying? You get control of the next 50 years if you can affect Gen Z. So that's why they're targeted, because as long as we have a degenerate future, then only more degeneracy is gonna be produced from that. Because you gotta think about it. These YNs is still out here procreating, having children. Guess what? They gonna put that same YN mentality into their children. And then that degenerate mindset just multiplies and multiplies and multiplies. And next thing you know, our whole entire fucking culture, by the majority, is occupied by degenerates. Mostly, the majority. And if our entire culture is occupied by degenerates, do we have a future in our community? See what I'm saying? So, like I said, I know the Hellcats, first of all, I want to get back on the Hellcats because Dodge I'm in the automobile industry.
Yeah.
Dodge is one of them, I hope you don't got a Dodge. But Dodge is one of the worst cars you could possibly buy. Dodge and Chrysler, they're the same company basically.
Yeah.
Terrible fucking cars. Terrible. Just mechanically, they're terrible cars. You're gonna stay in the shop if you got a Dodge. So just the performance of the vehicle itself is not good. But they tell us, go get a Hellcat if you wanna be cool. Go get a Hellcat if you wanna be more attractive to women. Anybody that's of any value was not driving Hellcats for real. That's street nigga shit. Just like I remember like the Dodge Magnums, Dodge Chargers. There were like these little staple cars, Hummers. Remember Hummers?
Yeah.
There was like
I wanted one so bad.
Nah, them shits was hard when they came out.
I still want one.
Man, they hard. But what I'm saying is there was these staple cars that was synonymous with street niggas.
Yep.
Hood niggas. If you was a real smart hood nigga and you want to stay out of jail, you would go get the most low-key fucking car. Nigga, you would be driving a minivan trapping. You'll be riding around trapping out of a minivan, a family vehicle, nigga. Ain't nobody, police go right past you. Ain't nobody doing shit for real in no minivan. But you go get in the hottest looking, most purple, big ass purple, loud ass Dodge Challenger. You feel me? Loud, the color is loud, the sound is loud. Everybody can hear you up the street. You want to walk, all that bullshit. And then you get pulled over and you trying to understand, man, what you fucking, bro, you attracting the attention of every police in the area. You see what I'm saying? So my thing is these little seeds are planted to make us hot, to make us attract attention, to make us like, perfect example, real shit. I'll give some quick game real quick.
Okay.
These niggas get in the car with 4 other niggas. Everybody got dreads. Or niggas ain't even gotta have dreads. It's just 4 niggas packed in a car. To the eye of the law, whoop, 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 whoop. You know what I'm saying? This just looked like it might be some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's how they think. I tell you what, you a black man yourself. If 4 niggas pull up in a loud ass Challenger and jump out, twisting on their hair and shit, you're gonna be like, let me go ahead and get my gas and go. You feel me? You
definitely gonna be a little bit more alert. Just
off the optics of it. Just the optics. I'm not saying we ain't discriminating.
Yeah.
We from the hood. You know optics, bro. You could just see something and see that it don't feel right. It don't look right. I could be completely wrong, but it don't look right. See what I'm saying? So we think that, and these are people. How you think the police see it? So that's what I'm saying. Like these dudes, basically, what I'm trying to say is the YN culture. The only way it's gonna be done away with is if these guys start getting taken off our streets immediately. And what I mean by taking off our streets, I mean taken off as far as being completely taken off as far as like euthanized, as I've used that term before, like how they do it, stray animals, stray dogs. It need to be some kind of euthanization process. Like I said, I quote Dr. Umar when he said some of them need to be put to sleep for good. Well, he said for good. Remember that shit?
Yeah, that
for good.
Crazy.
Yeah, nah, but I agree with that though, because like it hurts and it sucks.
Yeah.
But them being put to sleep is going to make our lives easier. It's going to make our children's lives easier. It's going to make my mama life easier. It's going to make our family life easier, because they mean our streets no good. They mean our communities no good. They just don't. They're not trying to do anything to bring us up. They're only doing things to bring us down, to make us look worse, to continue to capitulate the stereotypes. Like they're doing nothing at all constructive for us as a group. And we've had enough degradation, enough exile as a group. Like we gotta start doing things that's gonna turn. It just don't look good. It doesn't make us look good as a unit. We don't look good as a fucking unit. We just don't look good. And to have YNs terrorizing the fucking streets, shooting up parties, mass shootings, the shit in Chicago, the 19 people getting shot. Bro, that's serial killer shit. Like we can't, we are not doing our jobs in the community if we don't speak on that.
That's real.
Who are we to say we want better if we don't say nothing about it? We gotta say something about that. We can't just turn the other cheek. That's the problem now. It ain't enough big homies in the streets. It ain't enough niggas saying, hey, nah, bro, y'all niggas, what y'all about to go and do? Man, take y'all dumb ass back in the house. It ain't enough niggas doing that.
That's real, man. Even growing up, man, the OGs in the neighborhood that probably didn't live the most straight life, bro, they was setting up cones for us to practice football and training. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't never encourage a nigga to do no dumb shit. No. Now, if a nigga grow up and he want to be 16, 17 and want to take that step and go buy his first zip, at that point, you now have wherewithal. You now have knowledge of self. So they not gonna not sell you that zip because this is what they do.
This is your choice.
But they never encourage that.
Right.
You feel me? Sometimes you just succumb to your environment and you just do what you see. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all kids do. Kids just regurgitate what they see. So, but
it's not their job to be your father.
It's not their job to be your father. You feel me? And like I always say, like the accountability lies with knowledge. So once you have the consciousness to differentiate between right and wrong, and you get that gut feeling, and you know, like, yo, if I do this is probably like, then you know, if you got to question whether you should do it or not, then 10 times out of 10 it's probably not something you should be doing. We like to blame the system and everything around that we've been through, but it definitely has to be some line of accountability.
It has to be line of accountability.
And so what I wanted to ask you is, do you think that there's a threshold or an age number on when reform or rehabilitation is no longer feasible? Like, because somebody might listen and be like, damn, you don't think somebody can change, or you don't think niggas deserve second chances? And it's like, part of me is like, a person who wants to change will.
Exactly. Let me respond to that. Let me respond to that. It's so funny you said that, because I was just thinking, when you think about the term second chance, that's a popular term in society.
Right.
Second chance. My question becomes, a person deserves a second chance to do what? That's the difference. If you are, I don't know what words you can and can't use to get you whatever, but if you SA a woman, we know what SA is. If you, we'll say assault a woman in a certain way, right? You get a second chance to do what? To assault a woman again? Nah, stay your ass where you at. You see what I'm saying?
For sure.
So that becomes, you get a second chance to do what? If you catch a body and you somehow make it out, you getting a second chance to catch another one in our community? Hell no, stay your ass where you at. You see what I'm saying? So when we use the word second chance, we have to really break down and be technical about, first of all, who are we giving the second chance to, and what are they getting a second chance to do? Because the thing about it is, a correctional facility, the first word in that name is correctional. It means to correct.
Right.
It means you're supposed to be corrected. See what I'm saying? So if you're not being corrected, if you're not going and receiving correction, then you don't need no fucking second chance. Like I done said, I done been locked up with dudes telling me, as we're currently locked up, that they about to do the same shit that they're in there for when they get out. Stay your ass in here then. See what I'm saying? You're not being corrected. You don't want to be corrected. You don't have, I think it's a chemical imbalance, to be honest. Like they try to use autism and schizophrenia and all these bipolar, all these fucking clinical scientific terms. I think it's a chemical imbalance. I think to go to jail, being in a room a little bit bigger than a standard bathroom, having to listen to another man shit and fart and burp and snore and jack off and pee and cough, to sit there basically in a bathroom, in a room the size of a bathroom, with another grown-ass man scratching his nuts, burping, farting, shitting, and that don't correct you? That don't make you feel like, nigga, I don't never want to come back up in this bitch. Nigga, I don't went to sleep with girls who snore. I ain't even want to hear no female snoring, nigga. Let alone a big grown man snoring. I can't even go to sleep when a nigga snoring. See what I'm saying? So it's just little shit like that that takes your dignity away. To have to lay there and smell another man going to the bathroom, and you can't do nothing about it but hold your jumpsuit over your nose. You know how belittling that is? Really think about that. You know how degrading that is? To have you forced to smell another man taking a shit. Forced. Can't do nothing about it. And it's a super small room again, might I remind you. So the smell is circulating heavy, nigga. See what I'm saying? It's little shit like that niggas don't think about. But that's a part of the correction. It's not supposed to be comfortable. Anytime I ever got locked up, I always remember, I'm not supposed to be comfortable. This is made to make me uncomfortable so that I don't want to come back no more. That's the key right there. Niggas are not, it's a chemical imbalance. There's something going on in their mind chemically, mentally, psychologically, physiologically. It's something going on in their mind that's not transferring that this is what my life is gonna be if I don't tighten the fuck up when I get back out. And for some reason, I've been saying for a long time, it seems like niggas just love jail.
Yeah.
Niggas love jail. That's what it be feeling like. Niggas love, I done seen clips, niggas be looking happier in jail than they do on the street. You ever seen that shit? Niggas throwing up games like, yeah, nigga, tell them free me, I'm gonna be out in a minute, nigga, we right back. Niggas be excited as a motherfucker in jail, bro.
That's part of the YN culture that they're perpetuating, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, even to from where the origins of hip hop started to where they are now are completely two different sides of the spectrum. Right. Hip hop was designed for revolution. Right. You know what I'm saying? It used to have a message. We grew up listening to lyricists. The difference between niggas we grew up to and niggas now, I feel that artists now are telling the tale of what they're currently doing. And the niggas before were storytellers telling you how they had to grow up and what they did and how they overcame.
Where they came from,
You know what I'm saying? Not highlighting it and telling you to go and do it.
In real time.
In real time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it almost feels as if...
It was more of, this is what I used to do, but this is what I'm doing now. See what I'm saying?
Like, and almost it feels as if too, like with a lot of these artists, if they go to jail, they come back bigger because now their lyrics and what they talk about is validated.
Yep.
And now they're viewed as a real nigga. And music is probably one of the most influential things in all time,
it
bro.
Is.
Like
it is.
You have music in the elevator, like everything revolves around sound.
It's the most influential tool in society, probably, I would say. Yeah.
And that's what that's what's shaping the youth's mind, I feel like. And I won't sit here and act like I don't listen to degenerate music. Like I don't like trap music. But I'm conscious enough for that doesn't shape my brain. You know what I'm saying? I'm already fully developed to know that this nigga's not going to encourage me to go get a semi-automatic with a switch and go shoot the block there with Lil Tommy. You know what I'm saying?
It's the same level of to differentiate as us watching a movie. You go watch a movie, a street movie or whatever kind of movie. If you watch a movie about a mass murderer, let's just say for example, it could be a good ass movie, right? You're not gonna, when the credits roll and the movie's in, like, damn, I feel like being a mass murderer now. That movie was good as fuck. It's a movie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was a good movie and you liked it and it kept you engaged and it was a good movie, but you are able to immediately separate, it's a fucking movie. Like it's not gonna make me want to go and recreate what I just saw. It's entertainment. These days, and a lot of them do it to kind of absolve themselves of any legal wrongdoing, but it's artists, street artists, trap artists, who have sat right up in interviews and have said out their own mouth, this shit is just for entertainment. Don't try to go and do the shit that I'm rapping about. I'm not even doing this shit no more. I'm just making music. I'm getting paid. Like, this is my art form. This is just, you know, this is what I'm creating. But I'm not even doing this shit no more. That's why it never made sense to me when these niggas come out the streets, they make it out their environment, which is a 10%, less than 10% chance. Like, you already beating the odds more than 90% of other niggas in your situation. Let's just start there. And these niggas is still catching charges. You look at niggas like Dirk, murder for hire, and bro, how? Nigga, you're a multi-millionaire. I'm not, nigga, I don't give a fuck who my ops is. I'm not finna give no nigga no money to do nothing to nobody. With the money I got, if I need a nigga gone that bad, I got enough money to make that shit happen without my name being attached to it at all. You got money to loophole that shit. How is niggas still going to jail and prison and catching Ricos and, bro, how? You niggas got money. But it's that nigga mentality. It's that plantation Negro, dumbass Negro mentality. Niggas just don't shake that. Money doesn't take the fucking Negro out you, bro. You gotta get that. I heard a nigga say, when people be saying you out your cotton picking mind, I heard a nigga say, no, I'm not. Niggas is in they cotton picking mind. Nigga, you still in the mindset of picking cotton. You a cotton picking ass nigga still moving like that, bro. You might as well be in the field picking cotton, nigga, cause they got you right where they want you. You still a cotton picker, nigga. You ain't moved nowhere up from a cotton picker. You doing the same shit. You're proverbially a cotton picker because you doing the same shit that the white man, he done eased you right into doing what he wants you to do. And niggas is millionaires, made it out their situations, buying the block, putting other niggas on, and yet they come all the way back around to facing the rest of their life in prison any fucking way. So you don't make all that money don't defy all these odds, and you still in the same fucking position you was in before you got on. Cause you never knew how to get out that nigga mindset.
Yeah, cause you let a nigga that stuck where you came from call you a bitch.
And that's all it took. That's all it took.
And so,
and I listen to that music too, by the way. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Not all the time, because it's just the new shit. Like it's I fuck with it here and there, but it just don't hit with me. But I do fuck with it. Like it's a lot of that shit I fuck with. But like you said, I just want to say for the record, I like you said, I know how to differentiate it. I'm not gonna hear music about nigga talking about a switch. I got to switch on this. I got to switch on that. We finna go slide this, slide that. And I'm gonna hear that shit and jump in my car and go slide on a nigga. Right. It's just music. That's it. But that's the difference between us and the YNs. And I think that's what we trying to say. Like, they don't know, they don't have that judgment to be able to separate. They just take it for what it is and they go out and try to reenact that shit. And that's the issue.
Man, and it's just so crazy because it's like, you know, we was talking about this off camera, like, you feel me? They putting life insurance policies on these artists and things of this nature. Like, nigga, they don't care. They don't care what happens to you. And they giving niggas that never had money before, they're not giving them no type of financial literacy, no type of training, no type of money management skills. Because they know you're gonna fuck it up. This money that these labels give you, these artists, for anybody listening, it's an advance, it's an loan. You gotta recoup that before you profit. You feel me? And most of the time niggas don't, because they go and they spend money that they don't really have.
And that's why they know you're gonna be in the hole, because I've seen like something that's been a lot more like, and I've actually met like representatives that do this. They're like catalog purchasing companies. So you don't even gotta be a big artist. Just say you got 2 or 3 songs that are big. 2 or 3 songs, that's it. I ain't talking about no Future or no big name artist. You could just be like a 2 or 3 song like low tier artist that did okay. They can come and buy your catalog. And so what ends up happening is, what I've seen become more common, labels get an artist a loan, they give you 2 million, a nigga blow the money. The 2 million is supposed to go towards you recording an album. A lot of that money is for studio time, because if anybody knows, studio time can get expensive as a motherfucker. I know some studios in Atlanta for like the main room, this shit be like $200 an hour. And they be wanting like an 8-hour minimum. Some of these, like 5 hours, 8-hour minimum. So what's that's
a band to $1,600.
That's $1,600 for one studio session. Now imagine you go to the studio 8 times a month. Nigga, you talking about 10 bands a month just on studio time. See what I'm saying? So the label is giving you money, like, here's the money, I'm giving you this so you can pay for your studio time, because you're an artist, which is what I'm paying you for, to go and make music, to make money, so that you can give it back to us. And you keep what you keep, but we want our money back. And what ends up happening is, and I think a lot of them know it because it's just a trap. And a lot of and see, this is another thing. A lot of that money be like a tax write-off. So they'll give you 2 million knowing we probably ain't even gonna get half of this shit back, but we'll just write it off. They be having all kind of little loopholes to get their money back, and that don't even mention the insurance policies. I signed this new #1 YN nigga. I'm looking on his social media. I'm looking on his page. He got 1 million ops. He beefing with all these niggas. It's a strong possibility they really be like, let me hurry up and sign this nigga, because I know he about to die in about 6 months. Let me hurry up and sign him. He go 2 million, $15 million, $20 million life insurance policy. Nigga get killed in less than a year. We gonna get our money back plus $18 million in profit. 18 million in profit off one artist. Imagine they do that with 4 artists. Gucci was our nigga. That was a big, that Gucci Mane is a legend, trap legend. Nigga, I want to say almost all the artists he signed died, nigga. 4 of his artists died.
Either dead or they in jail.
Like 3 of them literally died within over like a 3-year time span, nigga. You think Gucci ain't have no insurance policy on these people? Come on, bro. If he didn't, the people who his label is like a sub label under, they got the policy. And Gucci might have some kind of contract to where he get a little something off. I don't know the logistics of his business, but I'm just giving a quick example.
Yeah.
When motherfuckers die, motherfuckers get paid. That's the point. It ain't just, oh, he died, that's it, rest in peace, put a couple posts on Instagram, and not to mention, they streams go up 200-300%. Pop Smoke, Juice WRLD, Dolph, Nipsey Hussle, all these niggas, they die, streams pop up, go up. I seen that. And the blogs make sure they make it a point to say, oh, since Young Dolph died, his streams are up by 275% on Spotify. His streams up 300% on Apple Music. You see what I'm saying? That all go to the label. They lie and be like, oh, it goes to his family. No, it don't. A percentage might go to his family, but the label getting that. So they getting money off your streams after you die, which is 100%, and they getting the bread off the life insurance policy. So it's just really a lose-lose for us, period. It's just a lose-lose, my nigga. And the day we just wake up and really get that is the day that we can really like do something about it to turn it around. That's it.
And what they gotta understand is that the score will never be even. Unfortunately, like, you know how they like to say up in the score and stuff like that, bro, but in order for true growth, it's gonna have to be a quote unquote loser. And at the end of the day, everybody lost. There's no winners in death.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If anything, that's the one thing that's guaranteed about life, but you don't have to expedite it. And then a lot of times you're beefing with people that you grew up with. You knew them. A lot of times you know your killer.
Yep.
There's this, it's just a never-ending cycle.
Yep.
At the end of the day, you're breaking families, and then on top of that, there's casualties of it, because a lot of you niggas don't have aim. You killing innocent people.
Especially with a switch.
Especially with a switch. It ain't no control over that. That shit coming 100 bullets in a second. You feel me? So it's like, we gotta learn to put that pride and that ego to the side, man. And it's like, even in a state of self-defense, real quick about like self-defense, niggas love jumping self-defense. He was shooting at me, I saw a gun, da-da-da-da. Niggas don't understand, cause I study legal shit too. Niggas don't understand. Let's just say a nigga up on you, he up a gun on you. Okay, that's grounds for self-defense, but you got to switch, or you don't even gotta have a switch. You just shoot back at him. But because you a non-aiming ass nigga, you hit him, but you also hit two people that's over there somewhere. If them people die, you still getting charged with murder, nigga. So yeah, you might not get charged for killing him, but you gonna get charged for the two bullets that hit them motherfuckers. Because they ain't have nothing to do with it. And it's not the nigga who's shooting at you fault that your ass don't know how to shoot. See what I'm saying? So you still gotta be held accountable for them two bodies. Or a one body. If you kill one person, you still gotta be accountable for that body. That person wasn't shooting at you. You still going to prison for the rest of your life. See what I'm saying? That's how the law works. It ain't just, oh, I just shoot to get the nigga off me. Yeah, you shoot that nigga. You know what I'm saying? So that's just me speaking to you, talking about the aim. That's real shit, because every bullet got a name on it. A nigga told me a long time ago, every bullet that come out your gun is assigned to a motherfucker. Every single bullet got somebody's name on it. You gotta make sure if you shooting at somebody, the bullet that you let go out that shit got the name on it of the nigga you trying to hit. Cause if it hit anybody else who name ain't on that shit, legally, that's your ass. So we can move on though. We can move on. Yeah, man. Whew, it's a passion.
These niggas gotta be euthanized though. They gotta be euthanized. That's the bottom line I want to make. Yeah, they gotta go. They gotta be euthanized, or they gotta be put. They gotta be locked up forever. And I know it sounds fucked up.
That shit hurt my feelings, but unfortunately, everybody can't come. Everybody can't. You know, and. You know, but if you listening to this and you in that state of mind and you younger, you know what I'm saying, you have the decision and you have power over self. So as we move forward though, I want y'all to take that and listen to the passion, because we not sitting up here saying that we don't believe, but on the same token, you got to make a motherfucker a believer.
Yep.
So we can only judge you off what you show people.
Yep.
But moving forward, I think that definitely takes us into our next talking point. And do you think any reflection of our current presidential situation has a reflect on Black America and our culture? Or do you not think those two things are synonymous?
Wait, what?
So basically,
again.
So basically with Black America versus Trump, right? Do you think that our current presidential state is going to farther create more turmoil and be more detrimental for Black America? Or do you think that it could actually, in hindsight, be something progressive?
I think that Black people have been made to, I would say more specifically Black Americans, because I like to be specific. I think Black American people have been groomed and programmed to hate Trump, so to speak, just simply off. I've heard a lot of people make this statement: Trump's an open racist. I have yet to see anything that Trump has said that's racist against Black American people. I haven't seen anything yet. And when I say that to people, they be like, well, he's still racist. Okay, well, show. And this is not me defending him. I like to make sure I be specific, because I don't want to seem like I'm like this radical MAGA Trump supporter. I'm not. I didn't even vote for Trump. But what I am saying is I'm not finna sit up here and jump on this hate train with no viable evidence. There's nothing showing that this man is a racist, so to speak. I ain't never heard him use the N-word against nobody. I ain't never, not to say that even makes you a racist, but I'm just saying there's been no blatant action from him that would prove that he's a racist, so to speak. So that tells me that now this is all just predicated on what the media tells us he is. See what I'm saying? Because I specifically remember Kamala Harris, and it's on YouTube. You can go and look right now. And this is where she lost me, majority. She said, I ain't gonna sit up here and tell you I'm gonna do something specifically for Black people. She said that out her mouth. I'm saying it one more time. She said, I'm not gonna sit up here and, this is quote unquote, I'm not gonna sit up here and tell you I'm gonna do anything specifically for Black people. What I do is gonna be for all people. That's what Kamala Harris said. There was another person who said something very fucking similar, who I don't fuck with. His name was Barack Hussein Obama. He said, I can't do nothing specifically for Black people. That's interesting, because he did something specifically for another group of people. You know who those people was? The LGBT community. He did a whole bunch of shit specifically for them. Specifically for them. You know, all the gender neutral bathrooms, and a man or a woman can go in here. You ever went to a bathroom and you seen it split? It was half the man and half the woman on the other side. You ever seen that before? Yeah. That started with Barack Obama. He mandated all that shit. So he was able to do something specifically for that community, but for some reason when he was asked about our community, he specifically said he can't do nothing specifically for us. So Kamala Harris said the same shit, or Kamala, however you want to say it. I just always say Kamala, but whatever. Kamala Harris said she can't do nothing specifically for us. I was done with it, because she's doing something, they was doing things specifically for immigrants. They had plans specifically for illegal immigrants. They said they ain't no trouble, they ain't no bother, but they can't do nothing specifically for us. Again, not trying to defend him, but let Donald Trump have said, I ain't doing nothing specifically for Black people. You know how that shit would have came off? Just imagine if Trump said that out his mouth. I can't do nothing specifically for Black people. They would have ran his name through the mud. Still, I mean, they do that anyway, but you get the point that I'm making. So if you really just break down what these people have said out their own mouth, Joe Biden got on the Black Breakfast Club, told every host on the show, if you don't vote for me, you ain't Black. And he was being dead ass serious. And the Breakfast Club, might I add, is a liberal platform. Let me just say this real quick. All of social media is liberal. Instagram as a collective is a liberal platform. The Shade Room, liberal. Baller Alert, liberal. Hollywood Unlocked, liberal. I just want to get on here and say, see, now I'm not it, here it come. I want to say fuck spiritual world. I want to say fuck neighborhood talk. These are platforms and blogs who have silenced me and who have they didn't block me, but the spiritual world blocked. They restricted my comments. Like, they literally, during the election, I was making a lot of comments, saying a lot of things, ruffling a lot of, I mean, we talking about 100,000s of engagement, views, comments of me just speaking about Kamala. They was all in her pocket. The shade room. I ain't gonna say fuck the shade room only because they didn't restrict me. They didn't restrict me. They would let me say what I wanted to say. But all those pages were in the Democrats' pocket. They were in the DNC's pocket. They were very adamant and instrumental about everything Kamala did. It was a post. It was a post. It was a post. It was a post. It was like clockwork. It's almost like they had the post already set. So what I'm saying is these pages are programmed because they have a largely owned black following. I talked about Lyndon B. Johnson at one point. Lyndon B. Johnson, open racist, used the hard ER when he used the N-word back in the 1960s. He passed the Civil Rights Bill, and before he passed it, he said, if I do this, these N-words are gonna vote Democrat for the next 50 years. It was strategic. He didn't give a fuck about black people, but it was a power move. If I make them think I give a fuck, we got them. We fucking got him. If I make them think I give a fuck, we got him. And that's exactly what he did. He gave us a bill, a civil rights bill. Nothing like that had happened up to that point. So it really looked like somebody cared about us, because in our community, we deal in emotion instead of with facts. And that's the issue. We don't deal with facts. We deal with feelings, opinion, and emotions. And no other group, if you really think about it, emotion and opinion gets nothing accomplished. It's the facts and the numbers that get that gets things accomplished. Not emotions, not feelings, not opinions. We all can have an opinion about something, but that don't necessarily move shit forward. You move shit forward when you presenting numbers and facts. So he like, look, let me get these niggas something, a little doggy treat, a little Scooby snack. Let me give them a little treat to make them feel like they getting something. And now we gonna get their vote for the next 50 years, for the next half a century. And that's exactly what has happened. And ever since, black American people has voted Democrat and has not received anything for it. That's why Joe Biden was able to, he wasn't playing. He kind of tried to laugh it off afterwards because he realized how just fucked up that shit sounded after it came out his mouth. But he was dead ass serious. He said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Meaning, I ain't got to give your bitch ass nothing. Just because you black, you got to vote for me. I don't got to give you shit. I ain't got to do shit for you. I ain't got to pass no bill. There's still, to this day, is not a black hate crime bill passed by any president. There's not any kind of black protection hate crime bill passed. People love saying the George Floyd bill about the choking. That shit ain't even in effect. It's not in effect.
And the Asians got theirs quick.
Can we go there? Can we go there? Can we go there? Can we go there? Perfect example. Thank you for bringing that up. So in 2020, when COVID came, post-COVID, the news, the media, the liberal media, the legacy media, as Elon Musk called it. Yeah. You familiar with legacy media? Like the ABCs, NBCs. Yeah. All those platforms are basically like Democrat-based platforms. They not gonna tell you that. Fox News is like the only like right-wing, like Republican-based platform, Fox News. But CNN, NBC, ABC, all those platforms, ESPN, all those platforms are like Democratic, like they're like Democrat based. Yeah. That's the legacy media. So the legacy media told us that after 2020, I remember specifically in Atlanta even, that Asians, there was a higher level or percentage of violence that were being inflicted upon Asian people from black people. So they just threw us right up in there. All of a sudden after COVID, we just whooping on Asians all of a sudden, because they basically trying to say that they're being targeted because the rumors being put out that they the ones that brought COVID over here. And they ruined everything. They ruined our lives. Fuck the Asians because they ruined everything. That's the narrative that was being put out. I think one black man, put hands and feet on an Asian somewhere, and that became like a full-blown narrative that blacks are attacking Asians because of COVID and it's a retaliation. You know what I'm saying? They created a whole false narrative about that. And then what happened because they were being attacked? Asian hate crime bill passed. Nigga, by the time we woke up, that shit was passed. By the time we woke up, that shit was passed. That shit was in law, nigga.
And it's crazy because for like most things in this world, you could argue that black people play a good percentage in the success of Asian Americans, because y'all come into they come into our communities and open up their businesses and are supported and funded by the black dollar.
Number one consumer.
You know what I'm saying?
We spend billions a year with Asians.
Now, granted, the government does give them these buildings in these areas on purpose, but on the same token, like,
we're their number one consumer. We keep them in business.
Literally.
Black women alone spend up to over $1 billion a year just in beauty supply material. Wigs, hair, gel, brushes, combs, bonnets, anything in the beauty supply area. Black women particularly spend up to $1 billion a year with Asians. So they get to undermine us and they get to eat off of us. So what I'm saying is so Asians, let's just even say they was getting beat on. Let's just say, we know that was but let's just say, so they get their asses whooped for 1 year. They get their asses whooped on for 1 year and get an automatic bill passed. How long we been getting our ass whooped on? Centuries.
Centuries.
Not years, nigga. Not decades. Centuries. For anybody who don't know what a century is, that's 100 years at a time. Nigga, we've been getting beat on, whooped on, burned, spit on, raped, beat, children getting snatched, separated, undermined, ideas, inventions taken away, you name it, everything away from us, and we still ain't got a bill. They get their ass whooped on for a year, immediately get a bill put in the legislation. And so when you have somebody like a Kamala Harris that come in and say, I ain't gonna do nothing specifically for black Americans or for black people, that's the issue for me. Because mind you, when Joe Biden passed that Asian hate crime bill, who was the vice president? Kamala Harris.
Kamala.
So y'all did something specifically for Asians, but I ain't gonna do nothing specifically for black people. And I'm supposed to go and vote for you? That makes no sense.
It does make it, and it's fair for one to question that, because it's like, damn, if we vote our own in the office, we still can't even get reparations. Now, granted, I personally feel like I've never really been a fan of politics in the way that you need a government. Things need to be governed. You know what I'm saying? But I just always felt like we can govern ourselves. That's why I was a huge admirer and fan of the BPP, you know, the Black Panther Party. That's why they had to infiltrate that, you know, COINTELPRO, because they can't, we're highly imitation is the highest form of flattery. We are literally the reason for all, you know what I'm saying, black people. So with that being said, they cannot do anything without us. And for us to have that type of control and spend our own money within our own communities, our own schools, our own education. You know, they was funding their own breakfast program. Like, all of these things takes away their mental control. You know what I'm saying? And makes us rely on them. That's how you get Section 8, welfare queens, the dismantling of the black family. All of that thing, like these things have been like literally planned and are very intentional. We even speak to
by design.
Projects, homes, ghettos, even the white people that live in trailer parks. As we mentioned earlier, there's more white people on welfare. They don't call their shit projects.
Oh.
They don't call their shit the ghetto.
We call it the trailer park, but they don't refer. They're just homes.
They're just homes. There's trailer homes.
Yeah.
You feel me? So
even though that goes to show you, even the wording is by design. It's technical and thought out.
So, and like you say too, like, I'm not gonna sit here and say I fuck with Trump, but on the contrary, I can say at least I respect the fact that he gonna tell you to your face what the fuck it is he on.
Right.
Like, that's it, and that says a lot more. For I'd rather you tell me what it is
that from a
than
president.
tell me a sweet lie. You know what I'm saying? So, which is why it's hard for me personally to identify with either party.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, at the end of the day, y'all are all still colleagues.
Right.
You feel me? Y'all all get the same. Y'all are all on the same payroll. Your checks are written by the same people.
Y'all kids all go to the same soccer practice. Y'all all at the country club, swinging golf clubs.
And what they have done is broken us down so much mentally that we, as a community as a whole, we feel like we can't rely on our own selves to pick us up our bootstraps and do it. As if we ain't built the best nation, like you said earlier off camera. You feel me? Like, black people arguably probably built the best country. The
best nation in the world.
You know what I'm saying? The best nation in the world.
That's why everybody want to be here so bad.
So why do we have to rely on these people to tell us how to provide for our community?
Well, it go like with the Trump thing. I think his honesty and his straightforwardness, for one, that's what got him in the first time. Everybody thought it was a joke at first. I know when I first heard it, I'm like, Donald Trump, the president. I was laughing like a motherfucker. I'm like, all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit just went right over my head. What was that, 2016? Yeah, when he first got elected, I'm like, and then he started picking up a little bit more steam and a little bit more steam. Then they like, okay, he won the Republican candidate. Now it's only him and somebody else. I'm like, Hillary Clinton. That's when he ran against Hillary Clinton that time. I'm like, wait a minute, this is really happening? And then that nigga won. And I'm like, whoa. And I think what and this is what I appreciate about this platform and other platforms like it, and people like us and myself and you, and this is what I like about this, is that we see time and time again that unapologetically using your voice and pushing boundaries and pushing lines is what actually puts you ahead of the pack. That's what puts you ahead of the pack. That's why Trump won, because we had never seen somebody have so much balls, so to speak. We've never seen somebody be like, yeah, nigga, I said that, and what? People was like, I fuck with this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, every other politician was like, was doing the Obama thing. Yeah, and we're gonna do this for America, and hope is what we need. All that bullshit. Like, Trump came in like, listen, fuck these motherfuckers. Like, he came in on some unorthodox type shit.
And I say that, like, I compared this presidential current situation, whatever, to like the fire in the stove analogy. You know what I'm saying? Like, this needed to happen for people to really wake up and understand as a whole, like, what the fuck is really going on.
Yeah.
Like, to me, all he's really doing is exposing the government for who they really are.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
Like, you feel me? That's really it. And to be honest, it's powers and numbers, and it always will be. But at the end of the day, the numbers voted for him.
Right.
So now
because it was something different. That's
you
what I'm saying.
got a lion, and a lot of people are feeling like, oh my God, I didn't know, and it's like, you did know, because one thing he didn't do is ever fucking lie.
Right. Well, he's lied.
Well, lying is part of, you know, trying to, you know what I'm saying?
I get what you mean though. Like
in a sense to where like,
he didn't lie. He didn't lie in the way that
he ain't so no
former
dreams,
people have lied.
You know
Yeah. It's
like,
a different. It's different.
Like,
Yeah, it's different.
I don't be surprised by shit Trump does, because that's who he's been. And so basically, I say that to say it's like, we worried about the wrong shit. I don't personally think it needs to be a fucking Black America versus Trump, because it needs to be. It's just us versus us.
Well, what he's based his whole vibe off of, his whole selling point off of, is very simple. It's unpredictability. Unpredictability is entertaining. That's why this show right here, this particular episode, gonna have millions of views at some point, because it's unpredictable. We don't even know what we gonna say. You feel me? And see, the thing about it is unpredictability is entertaining. That's entertainment. But it's not forced unpredictability. It's not like, okay, let me just say something that's unpredictable. No, it's natural. He's just naturally unpredictable. You don't know if he gonna go right here, he gonna go right here. He might say this, but might say this that contradicts this, and then this might contradict that. I'm gonna give you a perfect example, and I don't wanna go too far on him. I'm gonna tell you a man who I, to this day, have admired for 20 years now, who's built his whole entire brand off unpredictability. Kanye West. Fucking genius, just like Trump is. Their whole entire brands have been built on controversy and unpredictability. You don't know what they gonna say, what they gonna do. They might say something right here, 2 weeks later might say this that doesn't line up with what they said 2 weeks ago. And they like, and what? I don't give a fuck. I said that then, and I said this now. What the fuck you gonna do about it? That's the type of mindset and self-confidence that you have to be ahead of the pack in this society. That's why Trump was so beloved. Trump had no political background like that for real, and became the president twice. That goes to show you that people are in love with what they don't understand. You know what I'm saying? I heard Kanye say something a long time ago. He said, everybody feel a way about me, but at least they feel something. Just getting people to feel something people go so, that's why people, I think, attach so much to religion, because it makes them feel something. People are not able to operate and go throughout life without feeling a commitment to something. People have to be committed to something, whether it's a religion, whether it's a political party, whether it's a partner, whether it's a significant other. People have to feel committed to something outside of themselves.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's the only thing that gives people hope. If people have no commitment to anything, they feel hopeless. That's why it's so easy to get people to be a part of a group or to be a part of a cult. That's all a cult is. You know how cults start? Because you're giving a huge group of people, you're giving them meaning. Where once was, they didn't have meaning prior to that. But now through whatever idea or organization or program or religion or whatever the fuck you got going on, now they feel they have meaning. And so when Trump came along, it gave people meaning. The trailer trash white people, they felt like they had meaning, even though he don't give a fuck about them either. Let's just keep it a buck. Trump fuck with rich white people, not the poor ones. Let's just keep it real. He don't give a fuck about poor white people.
I won't even just say rich white people, like just rich people in general.
Okay, that's fair. That's very fair. As long as you fit in a certain tax bracket, he fucking with you. That's safe to say. So yeah, rich people who he speaks to a certain group of people. But what I'm saying is the bottom line is, I love the point you made, and I've been saying the same thing. He's the first president to tell us to our face what he's on and what he's not on. We've never had that before. All the Democrats have done for so long. Kamala Harris, perfect example, thought that she could come around us, talking about eating chicken wings and drinking Kool-Aid, and that was gonna be enough. She up here talking about she listened to Tupac in college. Tupac wasn't even out when she was in college. Niggas fact check that, like, wait, you was in college in such and such and such years. Tupac didn't drop his first fucking song until this year. So there was no possible way you was listening to Tupac.
You know,
It's not even possible.
You know what pissed me off though? When this nigga Biden, man, he went to some random black family house in North Carolina.
I remember that.
It had cookout. It had cookout with them.
Oh yeah, cookout.
But like, think about like the underlying message in that. Like, let's say if this was a Ryan Coogler movie, and how we always want to have people at the cookout.
We always invite people to the cookout.
Like, that to me was just like,
he invited to the cookout.
What the? And then cookout out of all places, bro. First of all, don't no black family eat fast food at a dinner table.
Niggas don't eat at a table at all no more.
You know what I'm saying?
Niggas eating in their bed, in the car.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
That cookout tray is crushed before you even get in the crib.
Yeah. But I want to speak on that real quick because we were talking about black families. I don't know if y'all saw it, but I just saw a statistic that shows that black family reunions.
It was like in a 40, a big ass percentage.
Yeah,
I seen that shit.
Yeah, like it's down like 70%.
Yeah.
Like black family reunions in 2025, it's down due to the passing of the grandparents, the grandmother and the grandfather. Because the grandmother and the grandfather were like the pillars of the family. Not even maybe like necessarily like our immediate grandma. It just depends on how old you are. But if it's not like your immediate grandma, it's like your great grandma.
Shit, my grandma died. My family ain't never been the same.
That's what it's like that in every black household. That's not by mistake. The grandmas, the grandfathers, they kept that unity and that core together. On these holidays, we go to one house and we eat. We on this holiday, we go here and eat. We all come together and we eat. Once grandma gone, there's nobody. Remember we was talking about with the YN culture. Grandma like the big homie of the family though. You see what I'm saying? Grandma like, I don't give a fuck who beefing with who got a problem with who. All y'all gonna bring y'all ass to my house and y'all gonna eat and chop it up and fellowship and have you know what I'm saying? Like, grandma wasn't with that separation division shit. Y'all motherfuckers have y'all problems outside of me, but for me, y'all gonna all come together and we gonna have a good time together as a family. Once grandma died, the big homie was gone. That unity factor was eliminated. And so I say that to say, as far as like us being so quick to invite white people to the cookout, we so quick to give. It's almost like we got to have, in modern society, we gotta have the white man in our mix for some reason. Like, we don't feel validated without having a white man somewhere up in our mix to validate what we got going on. And I say that to say that's why we so quick, the culture, to invite motherfuckers to the cookout. All a white person gotta do is say, yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Oh, you said fuck Donald Trump? You invited to the cookout. Oh, you voted for Kamala Harris, but you're a white woman? You invited to the cookout. Oh, you are okay with transgender men beating up on women in high school sports? You invited to the cookout. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just, all they have to do is have one view or one idea that aligns with theirs, and they get an automatic invitation to the fucking cookout. And we talked about the movie Sinners before. That's what happened. That movie showed us white people can't do anything to us until we let them in. They let them white people in, and they whole shit got tore up immediately. When they said, oh yeah, come on in, the whole entire movie changed. See what I'm saying? That's what that movie was symbolic of, and that's what a lot of people miss. We are fine. We show each other all the time. Black people show each other all the time. You talked about governing ourselves. We have shown one another time after time again. We are more than capable of governing and policing our own culture, our own lineage. We can do that ourselves. We don't need a white man coming in refereeing our culture. But somehow we have been convinced, start on the plantation, that we need a white man to come in and be like, you stand right there, you stand right there. Let me stand right here between y'all and dictate to you and you what y'all should be doing in y'all fucking culture. Is that not insane?
And let me give you a fact to how that's so true. Because, like, so where I'm from, Baltimore has the lowest murder percentage this year, probably since the 2000s started. And because they have a young black mayor who he wear afro, he probably around our age.
I think I seen that when the bridge got hit.
And he's invested in youth programs, funding schools, giving the kids something to do. You know what I'm saying? And as you see, Baltimore has probably always been known for everything, for bullets and crab cakes.
Yeah.
That's it. The Wire, bullets and crab cake. And what did The Wire depict? The Wire is a great show, but it depicted.
Still never seen it.
You
but
know what I'm saying? But it depicted the struggle and the grittiness and the griminess of Baltimore. Cool. A lot of cities have that. You know what I'm saying? But basically, I'm just saying that to say, when you put the right people in position with the right mindset, things can change. It doesn't make it a perfect place, because you still got people that are still hungry, still starving, stacked on top of each other. That's going to automatically equate violence. That's not a color thing. That's just a humane thing. You feel me? If you did that to white people, they'd kill each other just like how we kill each other. You feel me? But basically that shows you, like, it works, and that's why they don't want it to. That's why they don't want to do it. That's why they want to keep controlling our minds and not. And when we do get in that position, monitor and limit what you do. That's why leaders like Barack Obama and Kamala Harris cannot do nothing for us, because they're just puppets.
Yeah.
That's all really a president is. It's just a what's the word that I like to use? It's not a fucking catalyst. I'm a fucking it'll come back later to me. But regardless, they're used as puppets to push the government's propaganda. You know what I'm saying?
They just stand-ins.
Like, so to be honest, it's like, in the way I feel, if you a true black leader, you don't need to be running for president, because you're gonna be limited. That's how the same way I feel like, and I have friends that, or I'll say colleagues, guys I went to school with, that are law enforcement officers that work for the police. And they're good dudes. But at the end of the day, you can't really make a change under an oppressive umbrella. Yeah. You're limited. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, if you're not for the problem, you're against it.
Yeah.
No matter how good of a person you are.
I feel like if you're an officer, you automatically buck broken. You know what buck breaking is, right? I feel like that's a form of buck breaking. You know, we talked about Tariq Nasheed before. I fuck with Tariq Nasheed hard. That's my brother. You know, he has a whole documentary about buck breaking. You know,
and I studied criminal justice in school. And when I would go back around the way, a lot of things like, yo, what you want to be police and shit? I'm like, no, I'm trying to educate myself so I can help my people. Yeah, I'm learning the law and about things of these natures, so I can go and whatever I choose to do, be a pillar in my community and enlighten people. But I'm not trying to be the one that imprisons you. I'm trying to stop you before you even get to making them type of decisions.
If it's for education,
you know what I'm saying? Once you already get in prison, I can fuck with you when you get out. You know what I'm saying? And help and hopefully have something to help you rehabilitate. But as far as like, I'm not doing nothing that involves incarceration, none of that, because that's an oppressive system. But basically, I just want to tie that point up to say that when you have community leaders, you have success.
Sometimes you have to be a part of the system to dismantle the system, so to speak.
And you know what I think too? They've instilled so much fear in us that we don't have no true community black leaders. You know what I'm saying? That's why people's role models are rappers and athletes.
You know who one of our community black leaders is? Or was?
Who?
Kevin Samuels. But we're going to get to that later. What's the next one? Yeah. We're going to get to that later. We're going to get to that later. We're going to get to that later. We're going to get to that later.
So, with that being said, though, within our community, you know, there's been a recent, and you spoke on this, there's been like a recent like uptick in people really just disassociating with the African American term and more so just identifying with the Black American term. Do you think it's a true difference, and kind of what side of the fence do you stand on that?
I think it's a true difference, absolutely, because African American, again, I don't want to make it about the Democrats, but we, in a way, you know, we as Black American people have been automatically told that Africa is our home. If we really want to make true change, let's go back to Africa. Everything is based in Africa. Everything is Africa, Africa, Africa. And the reality is, our ancestors, who are true Black American people and who are foundational to this land, we have no ties to Africa. Our ancestors was getting burned, beaten, whipped, assaulted, separated from their families, having their children, seeing inhumane things done to them in front of them. Mm-hmm. All that happened on American soil. That shit ain't happening in Africa. That happened right here. So with that being said, our ancestors did not fight and die and work and all these things for us to be looking at Africa. They did that so we can be here. And so the biggest issue that I have is I've been getting into it with a lot of like Hispanics lately. Mm-hmm. I just want to quickly say, like, Hispanics are more anti-Black or are just as anti-Black as white people are. I'm gonna just let that sit right there. They're just Hispanic, the Hispanic community are just as anti-Black as white people are. Anytime I have spoke truth about Black Americans in America and the Hispanic community disagreed, I still got screenshots of it to this day. They were sending monkey, banana emojis, N-word with the ER. Like, I'm talking about they went straight like KKK with it. KKK with it. I'm not bullshitting. Hispanics, you could clear Hernandez, Gomez, Martinez, like Hispanic people. I mean, they are just as racist as white people are against us. So when we use this Black and brown term, fuck Black and brown. I ain't never been with no Black and brown shit, because it's only Black and brown when they need our help. That's what's going on right now with the deportations and the immigration. Now it's Black and brown because they getting put out. Now they want the help from the Blacks. But before it was, nah, fuck y'all, banana emoji, monkey emoji, when you don't say something that they agree with. That's why the dude, that Mexican OT or wherever he is, if I ever see him, I'll slap the shit out of him. Because they was talking to him about saying the N-word, and he talking about some, yeah, I say it, and what y'all gonna do about it? That's why they gotta get the fuck out of our country, my nigga. Because the entitlement has gotten way out of hand. You got this big back ass Mexican talking about, I'ma say the N-word, and what y'all gonna do about it? Nigga, who the fuck are you talking to? Who are you talking to? My community? What are we gonna do about it? Do you know the way our community get it in? When we really want to go up, do you know what it looked like when we go up? It wouldn't be a Hispanic left in this country if we really wanted to do it like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, don't provoke us on some what you gonna do about it. I am sitting here saying out my mouth today, if you are not, I really feel like if you are not a black American, the word nigga should not come out your mouth. And I feel like that for Caribbeans, Africans, I really feel the same. You gotta be a black American to say the N-word, to say nigga. I really feel like that. Now, I'll give a pass to an African or a pass to a Caribbean for saying it because they are a part of the diaspora. I'm not with that diaspora Pan-African shit, but me personally, I'll give that a pass. Like, I won't get upset if an African say nigga or person from Jamaica or Haiti or, you know what I'm saying? I won't, yeah, that's a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll give it to you. But these Hispanics and these Asians and these Indians, for some reason, us as a culture, we have failed and we have allowed Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Cubans, these Afro-Latina, all that bullshit. Like, we've allowed these people to feel comfortable with using the N-word. And when that dude did that interview, that should have been a message to all of Black America that this is how comfortable we have let these people feel about using this word. Mm-hmm. I feel like if an Asian, do you see Asians running around saying nigga?
Not at all.
So why the fuck can a Hispanic say it then? What's the difference? Asian is non-black, a Hispanic is non-black. I don't give a fuck how dark skinned your grandma is. I don't give a fuck. You don't get to say that shit. You have the same restrictions on using that word as a white man or an Asian or a Middle Eastern or anybody else. I don't know where this idea that Hispanics, because that shit really, I feel like, started in Texas, and that shit is corny to me.
Well, it's areas that are melting pots. You know, so areas even like a lot of Dominicans and Hispanics from New York. Yeah. As well as Texas, they use that verbiage because their communities are melting pots, and the thing is that they feel like that their life is more comparable to that we go through as black people than their own kind. And as you said though, the reason that Mexican OT feels that comfortable is because of the black people around him that grew up that enabled him.
And them niggas need to be slapped too.
Bro, like I had a white homeboy growing up. You feel me? Real cool. But he got too comfortable with us and thought he could say nigga. And I ain't beat him up or nothing. But I told him, I'm like, yo, bro, I'm chill. But I'm not gonna jump in and I cannot help you if you think you can go around and say that. First of all, don't say it again. But furthermore, if you go around and you say it around some other black people that are not us, bro, you're gonna get your ass beat up. You feel me? You're gonna get fucked up. So you shouldn't say that shit. You know what I'm saying? And anybody that, cause I've heard people that are not black say it, you know what I'm saying? And it always just makes me look at them weird, like, are you too comfortable? But at the same token, we have to take accountability for the comfortability that we have given other ethnicities to feel comfortable with. And because imitation is quote unquote the highest form of flattery, we have to understand that everything we do, they're mimicking us.
But that goes back to what I'm trying to say, the cookout shit. They invited to the cookout shit because I went to school with you, which is a predominantly black school, and you a Mexican, and you went to a predominantly black school, and you just started saying nigga out of nowhere, and we didn't really check you about it, and so now you saying it all the time. Now it's cool. I mean, he almost like a nigga. I mean, he ain't got my same exact skin complexion, but he ain't white. And that's where the enabling came in at, and we can't. The issue with us, we don't gatekeep enough. Mm-hmm. We don't gatekeep. We are the only culture that doesn't gatekeep. We don't gatekeep, and that takes me into another point about white culture vultures. I literally just yesterday, I'm not gonna say the name of the platform because I might be on there one day, but there was a big platform like a music platform where people come on. People probably know who I'm talking about. I pick and choose when I want to say names because, you know, I'm strategic. But there's a big platform. I want to say the person who runs the platform, I don't know if he's Hispanic or Middle Eastern. I can't really tell. If I had to guess, I'd probably say he's Hispanic. Mm-hmm. It's a platform based out of New York. People probably know what I'm talking about the more I talk about it.
Yeah.
But their head A&R is a white boy. The person who runs the platform is a non-black American. Like I said, he's either Hispanic or Middle Eastern. I don't know. And so I look at not only this platform, but I look at, like, you know how you look on YouTube and you see all those like reaction videos, like music reaction, album reaction. Mm-hmm. I be seeing all these white boys, Indian guys, Hispanic guys, rating albums from artists from our community, from black culture. And they sitting there saying, oh, it's cool. It's hard. That's hard. This shit is hard, bro. This shit is fucking hard. This shit is, oh, no, that shit's like. And I'll be sitting there looking like, respectfully. No, fuck that, disrespectfully. Who in the fuck told people who are not from our culture that you can come into our culture and tell us what's hot in our fucking culture? How does that work?
Because I promise you, if we started doing rock and roll reviews about Morgan Wallen, them motherfuckers are coming there. Or if we any other sound.
That's what I was about to get to. There is nothing that they have going on that we can come in and tell them about. Country music started with us. Let me just make that clear.
Rock and roll, jazz, all that.
Rock and roll, jazz, the blues, country, that all started with black people. That's why I never understand how them people are so confused in the mind that they was talking shit about Beyonce for doing country and trying to mistreat her about doing country when that genre of music started with us. That is documented in history. Mm-hmm. But somehow white people don't convince themselves that they started it. So when a black American person comes in and does country, oh, what are you doing here? This is our shit. This is our music. No, this is our music that y'all motherfuckers don't turn around and made yours.
You gotta think about it. The biggest person in rock and roll history is Elvis Presley, and he was an imposter. You know what I'm saying? If you know
that
the
nigga
real,
took his whole catalog from a black
story
woman.
of Elvis, that nigga took his whole catalog was inspired by a black man.
And a black woman.
That's why he passed away constipated. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is because country is where it is now, because rock and roll is where it is now, we as black Americans are not allowed to come in and dictate to them what's hot in their community. But somehow they can come in our community and tell us what's hot and what's not. We don't gatekeep. We don't do like this. Get the hell no. Get your ass out of our fucking culture. No, you can't come in here and give a review about our shit. You can't come in here and tell us what black man is hotter than the other black man. This is not your fucking music. This is not this isn't your community. And what we did, we little by little let Mexicans, let Asians, let white people, let Middle Eastern. We let all these other groups come in and tell us what is acceptable or unacceptable in our culture. And that's where everything went sideways. So what I'm here to do is to restore order in our community. And I don't care what I gotta do, what we gotta do, what I gotta do on platforms, but we have to restore order. We have to gatekeep our music, our customs, our style, our energy. We have to do that. When everybody else does it, it's no problem. That takes me back to the black American versus African American thing. What I don't like is black people from the diaspora. Everything is we one big nigga, we one big family, we one big black happy family. Everything is like that until Burna Boy, for example, goes up and wins an award, and the first thing that come out his mouth is, I'd like to thank Nigeria, I'd like to... Oh! So I thought we was all one big black happy family, but you coming up here and the first thing come out your mouth is you thanking Nigeria. So now you're separating. I'm black, but I'm Nigerian. So now you're thanking your people. So all I'm saying is that's fine, but don't get upset when a black American man stand up and he say, I want to thank my people specifically. See, when we do that, it's an issue. Oh, you're being divisive. You're being xenophobic. You're separating us. Why you have to make it specifically about black American? Well, you made it specifically about Nigeria. When you won your award, when Rihanna go up there and win an award, she make it specifically about her country. So all I'm saying is, if we're going to be proud to be where we from, let's all be proud to be where we from. Don't y'all get up there and y'all think the Barbados and Nigeria and Ghana and Senegal and Haiti and y'all so proud to be where you from, and I have no problem with that. But why do we get so much bullshit when we get something and we take a win as black Americans and we think our specific lineage and our specific culture, oh y'all, we being divisive when we do it? That ain't cool. And so that's why I say I'm not with the Marcus Garvey, the Pan-Africanist movement. I'm not with it, because at the end of the day, when we take a L, we have to take an L by ourselves. When black American takes a L, those other parts of the diaspora, they separate themselves from us. Nah, that nigga was from America. He wasn't our people. So I just want y'all to keep that same energy when some good shit happen, when some shit come that we need that we want to celebrate. Let us hold our own dub up.
And you know, but one person would argue, like, even though, let's say our lineage, our ancestors may have gotten whipped and beaten and enslaved on American soil, that they came from the motherland still, though. That even though they got whooped on American soil, there were still African slaves that just got migrated.
Let me.
So for those people just listening, they'd be like, so what's wrong with identifying as African? Because technicality there is, but maybe you can, you know, explain that for somebody who, because it's like, that's a valid argument for somebody to have.
That's not it is a valid argument, but debunking that is two things. Not all of our ancestors, that's the thing, going back to the Hispanic argument. The first thing that they'll say is they want to make us immigrants with them. And how they do that, you know what they say? Well, y'all came from Africa, you're an immigrant too. That is not necessarily true. You want to know why? And this is why I don't believe in public school. This is why I think I have, again, Trump, Project 2025, all the shit they was trying to fearmonger us with, I don't believe it. I want black history to come out of public school, because they're not teaching us our real history anyways. They tell us we were just slaves. We all came over here on a boat from Africa. So basically, just imagine this in your mind. You mean to tell me that every single black American people make up 43 million people of the current population in 2025 in America? 43 million black Americans in this country. You mean to tell me out of 43 million people, every single one of those people came over here from Africa on a boat? Stop it. A great vast majority of the black Americans that were here were already here. They were the Native Americans that they told us about in the history books. They don't look like them Indian people that got the feather in their hair. Those are like whitewashed Native Americans. That's why their hair so fucking good. You ever seen a Native American that they be like them Pocahontas looking motherfuckers? They hair be all silky down their back. It ain't no fucking black people with no hair like that. How many black people you know got silky ass, long ass, straight hair, features? Those are the Indians that were colonized by the whites and were assaulted, and then they end up inbreeding with them, and they start being half white, half native. That's why they look like that. But the natives who weren't touched by the colonizers, they look just like you and me. Big noses, wide noses, dark features. Go on Google. Look at ancient photos of the natives that were here already. Bro, they was as black as this shelf right here. Not touched by no white man. So what I'm trying to tell you is a lot of our ancestors were here already. We didn't get brought over from nowhere. Now, a lot of those ancestors they still were put into slavery. They just didn't come over here on a boat. You see the difference? So not all of our ancestors came on a boat. Not all of our ancestors traveled from Africa. They were here already. And then the white man came and was like, hey, get your ass over here, slave. Put these chains on your goddamn wrist. So they came to our land, our country, and then enslaved us. When they got here, bro, it's already documented, even if you want to go with the white man history, that there were people when they got here already.
No, that's fair.
Who do you think those people had to be ancestors of somebody? See what I'm saying?
And that's why too, I feel you. And that's why I think, Hidden Colors is an amazing film, documentary for people to watch and stuff, because black people, we were all over. We come from all over. Probably you could argue we're the original Asians, quote unquote. We came from emperors. We've been rulers of the world. Like, you know what I'm saying? We are actually true, real deal royalty. You know what I'm saying? And we come from all facets of the world. That's why we probably do better in every climate. You know what I'm saying?
I just wanted to make it clear that not all of us came from Africa.
Yeah.
So they can't try to make that comparison and say, well, you're immigrants too. The bottom line is nobody who is non-black American, Caribbeans, Africans, I get them a pass, but you can't say nigga. Anytime if you ever say nigga around me, I even though I'm not a Pan-Africanist, I'll just say it clear as this. If you're not a part of the diaspora, you can't say nigga. If I see you say it, I'm checking it.
And I
simple
feel
as that.
And I feel like to kind of like bring a common ground to the disassociation between African American and Black American, like, is that it doesn't have to be divisive, because it's 100% okay to identify with what you identify with and where you come from. That person it doesn't mean that you don't respect the lineage and the history and the mother of the world. You feel me?
But you spoke about real quick. You spoke about reparations and how you always know who isn't really from a Black American lineage is, for the most part, you ask them a simple question. Say you are African or you Caribbean, whatever. Are you okay with Black Americans getting reparations? If they say yes, the second question you ask them is, okay, if you're okay with that, are you okay with that coming out of your tax dollars, out of your money? So are you okay with you going to work and having a certain percentage of wages garnished out of your check to go towards Americans, to Black American, sons and daughters of slaves? Oh, wait, nigga, wait. You know what I'm saying? They don't be with this shit then, so that's when you know, like, okay, so you're with us until it actually starts to cost you money, and that means you're not really with us. Because if you really was fucking with us, even if it came out of money from you, you would still be with it because you know that's the right thing to do. You can't be with it just only if it's convenient for you financially. Because reparations, if you want to just break it down, is a debt that's owed to us. The transatlantic slave trade, slavery is the most profitable business in the history of the world. You want to know why? Because there was so much money and so much value and so much material and product and labor and buildings and financial gain that was gained from slavery, and it didn't cost anybody anything. That's why. So it was like 1,000% profit. Imagine going outside right now and doing something, and you sell a product, or you build a home, or you build something, and it costs you no money to build it, but you get $1 million back for it. So you spent no money for it to happen, but you still got back $1 million. That's not an investment. An investment is if I spend 500 and I double my money, I get back 1,000. That's an investment. That's the way an investment works. Or if I spend 5,000, I get back 10,000. So I put in this and I get back this, but I have to put in something that comes out of my pocket that I might not recoup, that I might not get back. That's an investment. See what I'm saying? Slavery was risk-free because they didn't pay for nothing. Everything was free. Nigga, if you die, if you pass out, if your wife died from childbirth, if anything happened, I'm not losing anything because you're doing all this shit for free. And if you make back $1 million off of it, that all goes in my pocket and you get nothing but a fucking slice of cornbread. And for me not to whoop your ass for a couple nights. That's what you get, nigga. You want me to kill you? All right then, shut the fuck up. That's what you get. Not dying for another couple days, nigga. That's your payment. You want to see your kids for another week? That's what you get. Your payment is seeing your fucking children. Because guess what? I'll take them motherfuckers away from you if you piss me off. And you still gonna work for me for free. So slavery is the most profitable business in the history of the world, nigga, because they put no money in but got millions and millions and millions back. So that's why reparations is important. So if a nigga look at you in the eyes and tell you he ain't cool with a few dollars coming out his check or some taxes coming out his check to make that, reparations is a debt that's owed. It's just a debt that's owed, bro. It ain't no begging. It ain't no please give me this. No, we don't have to say please. It's something that's owed to us. Survivors from the Holocaust already have gotten reparations in this country. They've already gotten it. They've already gotten their money. It's to this day, actually, survivors from the Holocaust, like ancestors of the Holocaust that live in America, are still getting payments. Look at how they do the Native Americans. The Native Americans who they tell us are Native Americans. You seem like an intelligent brother. Do you know that they got their own government on them reservations? They have their own government, nigga. They don't even abide to the national American government that you and I have to abide to.
They govern themselves.
They govern themselves on their own land that was allocated to them by the U.S. government.
And and really, as simple as that, that's really all I want. Like
that's reparations. Just give us the same thing y'all gave them.
Please,
that's it.
So we can be self-sufficient.
Just give us the same. That's why but look at what you just said. It's not that hard. Y'all doing it already. Just give us what you give the Native Americans. Give us our own land, our own casinos, our own gas stations, our own stores, our own liquor stores, our own car. Like they literally have their own government within a government. We have no idea what goes on a reservation. Nigga, they get a monthly check every month just for being who they are. Reparations. It's already happening. You see what I'm saying? Why haven't we gotten that? It ain't that hard. They doing it for them already. We don't even see them people. We don't even know where their reservations is at. Them motherfuckers is ducked off in the cut somewhere on their own land, kicking it. They got their own whole ecosystem going on. Financial, judicial, court system. Nigga, on reservations, they got their own police officers. They got their own police governing their own land, bro. Imagine if we had that access. You wake up and the nigga who the police, like you was talking about earlier, that's your people. He ain't take you to jail for nothing. You about to crash out. He like, man, come on, bro. Take your ass back in the crib. That big homie shit, right? Remember we've been talking about that big homie?
True community police.
El community. And they were given that, and it's still being funded.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Like, so it's not that hard for us to get that. Yeah. So if people not with that and they not on board with that, that just really show you where niggas is at with it. But to round everything off of the Black American, African American thing, I don't identify as African American. I ain't got no part with Africa. As I said before, we all technically are from Africa. Everybody is from Africa. That's where it's been proven that that's where human existence began, period. But we had an ethnogenesis, which means we migrated from one continent, came to America, and we created our own customs, our own lifestyle, our own people, our own way of life, our own society. So now we are therefore, by definition, a new society. We are a new group of people. So yes, technically we're from Africa, but we are a whole entire new ethnic group. And we are to be respected as that. Simple as that.
I think that's fair. But do you think there can be, is there some type of just common ground? Like, is that, like, because some people might hear that and being like, are you saying fuck Africans? Like, they can hear this exactly and you explaining it, and it could be like, all right, so you saying fuck Africans?
Yeah.
So are you saying fuck Africans?
I'm not saying fuck Africans, but I'm saying fuck the Africans that don't understand where I'm coming from. I'm saying fuck the Africans and the Caribbeans and anybody else that's non-Black American that don't get it, that aren't on board with what I'm saying. Yeah, fuck.
And would you say first generation, or let's say like first generation or second generation, like true African Americans and true Caribbean Americans, true Caribbean Black Americans, and people that are Black, born in America, but their parents are Caribbean, African, from them.
You can't be
Are
both.
they a part of the reparations? Do they deserve reparations as well?
No. You have to be, no. It's very simple. You have to be a Black American person. There is no Caribbean Black American. That don't exist. You're either Black American or you're Caribbean American.
Well, you got Jamaicans, you got...
But that's what I'm trying to get to. What qualifies you for reparations, I break it down simple like this. You have to have a lineage that is foundational to America. That's it. Not no grandma that's from Jamaica, or no grandma that's from Haiti, or no grandma that's from Senegal, or no grandma that's from Nigeria. None of that shit qualifies you. Your grandma gotta be from the land, this land. It gotta be, your grandma gotta from America. Your grandpa gotta be from America. My lineage is to Georgia. My grandma is from Georgia. My mom's granddad is from Chicago. But you get what I'm saying. And back in them times, most people who were from up north, like Chicago, New York, they all came from the South. South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, North Carolina. They all are from the South. Even people who are from up north, they all have lineage from the South. That's what qualifies you to get reparations. It's really simple. It can't be I got a long lost grandma that's from the Bahamas, or that's from Nigeria somewhere. Nah. So you're not foundational. You're not. And that's okay. That's fine. We're not trying to denigrate anybody that's not. But all I'm saying is don't get upset when we are repping and we are adamant about our lineage. We're proud of our lineage. Because like I said, when Burna Boy get up and he accept an award, and he said, I just want to thank Nigeria, all my Nigerians, Africa, da 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 da. He ain't hesitate to thank his lineage. So just don't be upset when we thank ours. Just keep the same energy when we want to specifically thank our people. Let's just all keep that same energy, and for some reason we don't do that. So yeah.
Hey,
That's it. That's it. I mean, what is it?
And all I'm trying to do is just kind of bring a common ground and clarity, because it doesn't have to be divisive. You know,
It don't have to be, but it is.
Because I got true, real deal. Like, I would be sitting up here and be fake to say if I don't. To sit here and act like I don't fuck with African culture. Like I don't have African friends. I love Afro beats. I love fufu. I love like African food. I love the culture. I love the history, and I love the origin and everything about it. And I love African people, African women, all of that. You know what I'm saying? And
but let me tell you something about Africa real quick. They raise their children to not fuck with Black Americans.
That's true.
They call Black Americans Akadas. They use names like Akadas, like names like that. Like those are like little derogatory names that they refer to as Black Americans. Stay away from those Akadas. Like you don't need to be around those.
No, that's
those
fact,
niggas.
Because I definitely have some African friends.
And I
couldn't really. Like their parents wouldn't really let them hang out.
They weren't fucking with
that,
because they've already their program. Stay away from them. Stay away from them American blacks.
Yeah.
They gonna get you fucked up. They gonna have you in prison somewhere. And so this is the thing. All I gotta say about that is let me just give a disclaimer. I've had several African friends that I grew up with that took me in like family, that fucked with me for real. So not all of them are like that. All I'm saying is that just don't be upset with us when we want to be proud for our own lineage like you are proud of yours. It's really that simple. We don't have to go back and forth about who's from here. They'll try to tell you don't know where you're come from. You don't know your true. Nigga, stop it. If Africa was all that, you would be over there right now. You here. So that's what I don't like, when they try to shame you into not looking towards Africa. Let's just keep it real. Why you ain't over there then if it's just this, that. You ain't in the motherland, nigga. You over here eating good. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is don't try to shame me from being proud of being here and trying to tell us how we don't know ourselves. They start using little terms like that. You don't know yourself. You don't know where you come from. Okay, nigga, well, why you ain't over there? You over here telling me I don't know where I come from. Obviously, you don't either because you ain't over there. You get my point? Like, don't try to beat me over the head with your culture when you ain't even over there with your culture. That don't make sense. You over here with my shit. And I'm just saying, keep it real.
That's real.
Let's talk real about it. Can we talk real? Mm-hmm. You over here in our culture telling us how much better it is in Africa. Oh, in Africa, they wouldn't tolerate this. But you ain't in Africa, though. You over here. So how are you trying to sell to me how much better your culture is than mine where you're here? Stop doing that. That's all I'm saying. Just practice what you preach, my guy. That's all I'm saying. I understand there could be things, positive things about being over there. I'm pretty sure there's parts that are beautiful, but you're over here because the opportunities are better than where you come from. So respect that. Stop being entitled. Stop being ungrateful and trying to psychologically convince people who are from here that we need to be grateful, that we owe you some kind of homage because you from the motherland, but you over here in our country living off what we done built. That just don't make sense. Because if it was that popping, let's just keep it a buck. You would be there. The reason your family came over here, the reason your mom came here, your grandpa, whoever, is because they saw a better life where? In America. Because if the life wasn't better, they would have stayed where they was. So obviously we are fucking popping. And you need to acknowledge that. And that's it. That's it. That's it.
And being that we're on the topic of culture and we graze over this a little bit, like, you know what I'm saying? But how do you like truly feel about, because I don't know if we really got a deep dive into it because we was tying it into it, but like about the white rappers and the culture, and like I know we talked about the label execs and them being funded and powered, and they're the ones that judging and doing all this, but what do you think about the actual faces that they push and promote in the culture of hip hop, R&B, however you may feel fit?
I look at somebody like a Post Malone. Post Malone at the Grammys, BET Awards, American Music Awards, any major award show. And I'm not picking on Post Malone, just using him as an example because he's a white rapper. Post Malone was being nominated in rap categories: best rap album, best hip hop rap song of the year, best rap collab, all these hip hop rap categories, right? I don't even remember who it was, but somebody did like an actual study. They said on 70% of his lyrics of his most recent album, he wasn't even rapping, he was singing. So how in the fuck are you nominated in every hip hop and rap category at every award show and you weren't even rapping for 70% of your album? How's that happen?
White Iverson.
White Iverson, he's a singer. And I'm not, Post Malone is alright. I ain't got no problem with Post Malone. That nigga's a hit maker. But the point that I'm making is they just automatically get ingratiated and incorporated in our shit. And what I've seen is I just looked at the XXL Freshman magazine, and I don't give a fuck if I never make that cover, so I'll say what I'm about to say. They had like 3 white artists on the front of that cover. I don't like that. I don't like that. I feel like anytime a white person does anything in music, it gets blowed up times 100. You ever watch Dragon Ball Z? You know when that nigga goes Super Saiyan?
Yeah.
Everything is Super Saiyan when a white person do something. See what I'm saying? Everything is, oh my God, this nigga's, oh my God, did you hear him? Did you fucking hear how good he is? It's like everything they do is like maximized times 100 just because they're white. It's like, nigga, I can name literally 1,000 niggas that does the same thing as him.
Right.
And it's not blowed up the way it's blowed up with him. But because he's white, it's like, oh my God, let's plaster this nigga all over the internet. This, you know what I'm saying? Like they just blow the fuck out of it. And that's only because they white. I don't like that, bro. I can't sit here and be fake and say that I fuck with that. That shit is lame, it's corny, it's disingenuous, it's misleading.
And that's why I personally feel that Eminem could never be the greatest rapper of all time.
Nah.
I respect Eminem, and I think he made great music and has a good catalog. And definitely, sure, you could consider him an important figure in the realm of
But he was an anomaly.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, he was inspired by a black person.
Yeah, he was an anomaly.
You know what I'm saying? He's an anomaly.
This is the thing. I think what we both trying to say is if he was black and did the same shit he was doing, it would have been straight, but it wouldn't have went as far. It's the fact that he's white and he's doing it is what takes him over the hump. And that's what I don't like. When a white person does anything, it's like, oh my God, a white person. Even in the NBA, let a white boy dunk on somebody. How many niggas you done seen dunk on somebody? And we'll turn up and get lit, but when a white boy do it, oh my God, it's a white boy. He fucking, they just blow it the fuck up because it's like everything, they're like Make-A-Wish Foundation, motherfuckers. Everything they do has to be like maximized. You know what I mean by Make-A-Wish, right? You know how like a Make-A-Wish kid with cancer, they'll give them a ball and they'll go out of their way to make them feel extra special. I'm not trying to laugh.
But you can also but it's the same with like the obsession with Caitlin Clark.
I want to talk about that. It's crazy you brought it up.
Because Caitlin Clark is a hooper. She can ball.
I don't know if you want my opinion about this.
But at the end of the day, people don't want to admit the fact that it's also heightened and super broadcasted because she's a white girl doing it.
It is, but I had it in my notes and I took it out. It's one thing about Caitlin Clark. I was just talking to my brother about this. Even though I'm saying what I'm saying, Caitlin Clark is separate. Because Caitlin Clark literally has changed. I even go as far as to say this. I've never seen one individual change the whole entire dynamic of one sport. She changed the whole entire dynamic of women's basketball. Let me break down a little bit more what I mean by that. Before Caitlin Clark came in the game, them girls was catching Delta to a fucking basketball game, and they had to pay for their own flights, my nigga. They literally had to go and book a ticket to play in a game that the WNBA had set up for them. They had, imagine being in a league, in a professional sports league, and you gotta pay out your own pocket for a plane ticket. That was pre-Caitlin Clark. Now all them motherfuckers flying private. See what I'm saying? Soon as she came in, they like, all the girls on the WNBA flying private. She got motherfuckers flying private.
But what I want to say to stop that is though, but the only reason though, like, yes, she did, and I cannot take that away. Let me clear it up, because I'm not trying.
That's a huge deal.
Facts are facts. It's a huge deal, but it's also, if a black woman were a black woman though just wouldn't be afforded the opportunity to provide that services. It's because she is white that they are doing the charters. On top of her being who she is, the fact that she's white too and demanding it is the reason why they have no choice but to oblige. Because if it was a black woman, you could argue that they still, no matter how nice she is, she might still not have the voice to demand that every WNBA player get chartered flights.
Okay,
you feel me?
Okay, so
because it's like they have, in a sense, that's their messiah, that's their savior, that's their relevancy in a sport that's been dominated by black people.
Okay, so let me speak
on that part. You
so
get what I'm saying?
So let me speak on that. I get your point, and it's that's where it gets subjective, because if Caitlin Clark was black, I'd be very interested to see the same type of effect that she has on the game. We'll never know.
For sure.
I do agree to an extent what you're saying. The fact that she is who she is, just outside of ethnicity is concerned, the fact that her game, we'll just say her game, like she plays the game the way she plays it, outside of her ethnicity does make a difference. But the fact that she's white, we will never truly know how much of a real difference it would have made if she was black. We won't know. But to go outside of that, even outside of ethnicity, and as we can see, I'm definitely a person that's on ethnicity. I just think Caitlin Clark is such a game, bro. She literally like the Steph Curry of basketball. Like Steph Curry, when he came into basketball, he changed the way the game was played forever. Nigga, you go to LA Fitness right now, niggas is shooting threes all game. At LA Fitness right now as we speak, don't nobody want to take a fucking layup. Everybody just, you know what I'm saying? Dead ass. That's any LA Fitness you go in the entire fucking country, niggas just shooting threes. That's solely because of Steph Curry. When he came in, he made niggas feel like a bitch for not shooting a three. Like, nigga, don't nobody play the game like this no more, nigga.
You know what it is too though? Like, I think it's also too, because as much as she definitely progressed the game, like, first and foremost, Caitlin Clark is a baller. She's a hooper. She's a hooper. She's having a tough year this year, but I fuck with her game. You feel me? Point blank period. Can't deny that. But also too, when you think about revolutions of sports, let's look at it at AI. Allen Iverson. I'm gonna take it back to Allen Iverson because I'm gonna compare it to Angel Reese. You feel me? Allen Iverson, not only did we love him for his game, but it was the way that he went against it, the way that players had to present themselves.
Absolutely.
The authentic self.
Absolutely.
Angel Reese deserves a lot of credit because before then, a lot of people would just say it's a whole bunch of dykes and studs in the WNBA. She made it cool to be a Barbie, to be a girly girl, and still get it. She's averaging 14 rebounds a game. and still getting acrylic, still getting the bust down, still got the toes done. Girls are now, it's a fashion show for them. These women are now also getting hair deals, nail deals, brand deals because of what Angel Reese has brought to the game as well.
I'll give you that, yeah.
And that oftentimes they like to put her and Caitlyn against each other.
Well, see,
when they both have been monumental in the transaction and progression of the WNBA, just in different ways. Like Caitlyn is more so for the game. I would say the game and the money. She's the pioneer in that, in the way that the game will be played moving forward, and the pioneer of their fiscal income and what they deserve.
Yeah, they about to get everybody about to get a raise. They all about to make more money. Like she changed. Like the WNBA is going into a new collective bargaining agreement, meaning that they're about to raise the pay for every roster in the NBA.
I think WNBA denied the first one.
But that's a good point. I think the difference between Caitlin Clark and we can move on. The difference between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese is Caitlin Clark changed the game on the court. Angel Reese changed the game off the court. I think that's a good way to put it. They changed, you know what I'm saying? The only difference between that is what you do on the court tends to last longer than what you do off the court. Because at the end of the day, it's still about the game.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
It is.
Because what you do off the court only lasts for so long. What you do on the court lasts decades. Well, Allen Iverson, you can't necessarily say that because, like you said,
Hall of Famer.
well, not even just that. Allen Iverson and Steph Curry, I would say myself, those were two guys that changed the landscape of basketball. Allen Iverson changed it on like more of an off the court thing. He had the cornrows, the tattoos. He like, I ain't wearing no suit to the game, nigga. I'm pulling up in big ass baggy pants and Jordans. So he changed the game off the court. So that's a good comparison. Angel Reese kind of did like that same thing. So.
You know, like, cause you got other girls like now getting model deals and stuff.
Hell yeah.
Brand deals, like they're
That's a
getting
good
looked
point.
at, and it's like that has also increased viewership. Though.
It has.
Because
the WNBA low key, the WNBA viewership is going up and the NBA viewership is going down. This last finals, that was the most lowest viewed finals in history, but let's get back.
And you know, I be a little biased too. You know, Angel from Baltimore, so I got hold my
Baltimore
Barbie down.
Angel, shout out to Angel Reese.
Send me some merch, Caitlin. If you see this, send me some merch.
Yeah, shout out Angel Reese for sure.
Y'all play each other again, I will be there. Okay, but yeah, what I definitely want to get into though is the division between black women versus black men, the soft girl era, the sassy man. All those narratives, like whichever one you want to jump in with and talk about it first, but it's definitely something that I want to attribute to. You know, we take it way back to when we was even speaking about the BPP and COINTELPRO, infiltration, the dismantling of the black family. I feel like it's now for real showing, like it's really hitting right now. Like all that shit they put in 300 years ago is really starting to like show its toe. What do you think about that?
That's a lot in one. I'll say I'll start with the soft girl era thing. I was just thinking not too long ago that this term soft girl era, this is like, what I notice about social media is that these terms come in waves. You know, there's these, every so often, there's these set of terms that get put out on, we'll say Black Twitter or X, it's called now, or we'll just say Black social media, Instagram, TikTok, just the Black social media diaspora. These terms that kind of, almost, it's kind of like they meticulously get placed in our community and then we just soak it all up and just use the fuck out of it. And then it gets taken away and then they strategically plan another term so soft girl era, that term. So women, I've seen so many celebrities, women who are non-celebrities, just women period, kind of embrace this concept of soft girl era, right? We've all seen it. And that term says to me that if you're entering in a soft girl era, which is how that term is always used. If you're entering into that era, what era was you in before? What's the opposite of soft?
Hard.
It's only soft or hard, right? So that means you were in a hard girl era, right? And you're openly proclaiming that because you said that you're entering in a soft girl era. So that means that you're openly admitting without even realizing that you was a hard girl, meaning you was a bitch. A hard girl is a bitch. It means you're being a bitch. It means you're a bitch. And a bitch as in like, I'm like, when I use the term bitch, I mean like how it's normally
Like
used.
you're being a bitch,
Yes.
not like to degrade.
Exactly. You know what I'm trying to say. Like,
You're being bitchy.
you're intentionally being a bitch. Like, I want to be difficult to deal with. I want to be an asshole. That's what I mean by bitch. Difficult to deal with, uncooperative, an asshole. So that means you're openly saying that you are entering a soft girl era, which means you're openly admitting that you were a hard girl. And now you've come to some type of mental agreement with yourself that you want to be a soft girl now. Okay. So if you are openly admitting that you are a hard girl / a bitch, why is it an issue when a man is telling you that you're being too hard? When you're admitting that you are a hard girl or you were a hard girl. When a man tells a woman in modern society that she's being a bitch or she's being a hard girl or difficult to deal with or uncooperative, he's sassy. So that's manipulative right there. I just showed you. Because by you saying that you're entering a soft girl era, which would further admit that you were a hard girl, I come along as a man of that has pride and self-esteem and value and tell you you're being a hard girl, which you've already admitted. When I tell you that you're being something that you've already openly admitted that you're being, now I'm sassy because I'm telling you that you're being something that you already admitted that you're fucking being. That's manipulative. That lets me know now you're just irrational and delusional, essentially. You're essentially delusional because I'm only telling you something that you're already admitting that you are. So why am I being called sassy or my sexuality is being in question? Because I'm telling you something that you're already admitting that you are. That's the trick.
And go ahead.
I told you, man. I told you. We need a little time on this. We need a little time on this. I've been trying to hold it in. We need a little time on this. Well, hold up real quick. Hold up.
Hold on.
Hold up.
All right. I couldn't get my words out, nigga.
Keep this shit rolling, nigga. Hold up.
Go ahead. Keep finished. I'm gonna let you wrap up.
I'm gonna get you in here. Hold up. Just hold up real quick. Let me get this little thought out real quick. All right. Because I'm quite sick of. I get hundreds to thousands of daily slander from primarily mostly black women just because I have an opinion. I get called sassy, I get called feminine, I get associated with the LGBT community almost every day, frequently, all the time, we'll say. Mind you, I do have supporters and followers that be like, hey, I don't know what y'all talking about. This nigga spot on with this shit. So shout out to all my supporters that get it. But primarily, I get a lot of slander. And that doesn't make me waver from what I have to say. The biggest issue that I have is this. I think that black women, a vast majority, not all, because I hate to say it general, but the vast majority. Black women have a hate. They have like an infatuation, like this love-hate infatuation with gay black men. And the reason why I say that is because of this. Let me take it back a little bit further. There's no group of people that black women get along with. There's no group of people that black women get along with. They don't get along with black men. We see that all the time. They don't get along with white women. They got so much to say about them. They don't really get along with any other women from any other ethnic group, to be honest, because they say we all run to them when we want to give up on the black woman and we a sellout and we got identity issues, racial identity. So they bash women from other ethnic groups all the time. Mm-hmm. They don't get along with women from other ethnic groups. They don't get along with black men. And guess what? They don't get along with each other. Black women hate on each other more than any other ethnic group hate on them. Black women do not get along. That's why you always see there's no worse beef that you will ever see than two black women or a group of black women that are cool and buddy and kiki ka until some bullshit happen. And next thing you know, all they fucking business come out. How many times have we seen that? Is that sassy for me to say that? I'll just be a sassy ass nigga then. Cause that's what I done seen. Anytime black women get into it with each other, they let go all the fucking business. See what I'm saying? So they really don't get along with each other. So if you don't get along with black women, you don't get along with women from other cultures, you don't get along with black men, who the fuck do you get along with? They don't get along with nobody. They don't get along with nobody. And it's evident in every single instance, they don't get along with nobody. They hate everybody. And what's even crazier is they hate, I'll even take it a step far to say this. Black women hate, and I use hate literally. Black women hate black gay men more than heterosexual men hate gay black men.
That's a strong take right there. Because
guess what? Heterosexual black men, for the most part, are like, look, you do your thing, you like men, you keep your distance, I keep mine, but I'm not gonna shame you. I'm not gonna mistreat you. I'm not going to make you feel weird. Just don't come at me with that shit. And we good. That's all we ask. Just don't come at me with that. See what I'm saying? It's a simple request. And as long as that boundary is there, niggas is chilling. We don't give a fuck. Black women? Nope. Why you see all these celebrity niggas that do hair and makeup, they always get into it with these girls. You never see, I notice it because I'm on social media a lot. They never stay, they'll have a nigga doing their hair or makeup, they never keep the same dude. If like he's a LGBT dude, they never keep the same dude. They always alternating them. Wanna know why? Because they always getting into it with them. And so what ends up happening is, because their deep-rooted hate for black gay men, they project it on every man that they don't like. They project it on every single man that doesn't pander, that doesn't, yes ma'am, no ma'am, of course not ma'am. Every single man that doesn't engage with them like that. And I know that sounds extreme, but it's really not, because that's their expectation. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, okay, ma'am. That's damn near how you have to be with black women in order not to have an issue. If you not acting like that, they attack your masculinity. They attack your sexuality. Black women are the only group of women that do that. As soon as you have an adverse opinion, as soon as you say something that does not align with what they think, they automatically attack your sexuality every single time. Just calling you sassy is attacking your sexuality, because that's implying that you're a female, you're a girl, you're feminine. You're not a man. What are you? You a sassy ass nigga. You one of them niggas. That's a projection.
Which in terms definitely affects the black man's ability to be emotionally vulnerable. Because even if it is receptive in that moment, in a lot of cases, I would argue, you know what I'm saying, it gets thrown back in your face.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, there'll be an instance when they airing your shit out. Well, nigga, you was crying to me. And it's like, since when was crying ever a bad thing? That's a human fucking trait.
It is an argument.
Everybody cry. And if you really have if you have a real heart and you are emotionally intelligent, tears are something that you'll experience. You feel me? So I definitely understand. And what do you think the origin of that problem is? Do you think we can be fixed? Why do you feel that women feel that way towards black men? Like, who perpetuated that idea? Like, who made that idea? Who stamped that? Like, yeah, if a nigga don't do this, if a nigga don't pander, he's sassy. Like, when did that become trendy? When did that become the thing? You know what I'm saying? Because on the retrospect, on social media and stuff, they'll talk about how we don't open up, how we don't talk, how they want us to do it more. And then on the contrary, they could be bashing us and then they could get called sassy for having an opinion or being emotionally intelligent. You know what I'm saying? Or they'd be like, why niggas don't build shit no more? Or what happened to the handyman? Remember when niggas went to war? Like a whole bunch of shit like that. So it's like, it's weird. Like, how did we get here?
Well, about the building shit, it's kind of hard for me to put energy in the building shit when I gotta defend my masculinity all the time because you always fucking attacking it. Mm-hmm. Those men who were building shit and doing shit and being handyman and handling business, they didn't have to spend 75% of their energy proving their masculinity all the fucking time. So that's a good place to start. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? They didn't have to do that. They didn't have to go through that same level of energy. Women always try to use this concept of, well, men, they worked and they took care of business back in the traditional man and all that shit. Yeah, and guess what? The grandma wasn't fucking talking shit to them all day. That's the difference. They wasn't being like that. See, the issue is with this word submissive, that word has been made synonymous with being weak. Mm. And so now when you ask a woman to be submissive, women have bigger egos than we do. Their egos is what keep them fucked up. Mm-hmm. Their egos, like the most honorable Kevin Samuel said, by dog, cause your bitch ass gonna be alone. That's what's gonna end up happening. You gonna be a woman that's in her 40s, talking about men ain't shit, niggas ain't shit, alone, still on the phones with your girlfriends who singled as well, talking about niggas ain't shit, because you was an asshole when niggas actually wanted you. Now you 40, 46, 47, pushing 50, it ain't even gotta be that. 28 years old is the danger zone as a woman. Because see, the difference between men and women, our value goes up with age. That's why you see so many men that's in their 50s still dating women that's half their fucking age. And what a lot of people may say is, oh, that's only because they want him for their money. In some cases, yeah, but there are actually, if you will believe it, there are actually women who are in their 20s who are actually very attracted to men who are in their 40s, who are actually very attracted to men who are in their 50s, and them being financially stable only increases the attraction. But they're still naturally attracted, especially if you're a man that keeps himself in shape. that has under 12% body fat, that goes to the gym, that has his financial situation together. Women are attracted to men who are twice their age. Do you want to go with the point and say, oh, well, they have daddy issues? Okay, we'll go with that. That still doesn't change the fact that they're attracted. It ain't my fault she ain't have no daddy. It ain't my fault that she's looking to me for this pseudo father figure slash boyfriend slash father. That ain't my problem.
Are those men not pedophiles or do you think there's something off with those? Do you think they're what's the word that I'm looking for? Do you think they're basically like not pedophiles in a sense, because everyone
like here, predators? You trying to say?
Because everyone in this situation is an adult.
Absolutely
not. You know
not.
what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
Emotional. You know what I'm trying to say?
I know exactly what you're trying to say, and I saw a study that showed in every society, at any point in time in history, that men who dated women who were younger than them was actually a sign of prominence. That was actually a sign of like royalty. Now, I ain't talking about no grown man being with no 13, 14-year-old, even though that's happened a lot in history. I mean, we all know that. Mm-hmm. But no, I mean women who were of legal age, but it could still look predatory, which is why you asked the question, when you see a man that's 48 years old with a 22-year-old, when you just play those numbers in your mind, that could kind of give a predatory vibe.
So it's like, what does a 22-year-old woman know?
A 22-year-old woman knows in this generation that most of the dudes that's her age group are gonna waste her fucking time. That's what they know. In 2025, in this year, I don't like the date stuff, but in this time, most women who are in that age group know that a dude that's my age probably is gonna waste my time. I might be able to get some dick out of him, but that's about it. I'm not really finna get no game. He not finna put me on no money. This is the thing. I'll just say what I used to do in my profession. I won't be so direct about it, but if you read between the lines, you'll know what I used to do. I had an occupation at one point where I worked with women who were in fucked up situations. And I was the same age as most of them. We was all the same age. Mm-hmm. And I realized those women didn't have no guidance and they don't have nowhere to go. And I ended up putting them in a position to make money. Mm-hmm. And them making money made money for me too. You know what I'm saying? If we could just read between the lines. Yeah. And I did that for a while, several years. That's how I fed myself. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, women are always looking for someone. A woman has a much deeper connection with you if you can put her in a position to elevate. Not tricking off. I've never seen a nigga yet to make tricking look cool. Not a rapper, not one of them 6'5" NBA niggas, not a football player. I've never seen a nigga yet make tricking look cool.
You're really just a simp.
You're a fucking simp. I've never seen a nigga make tricking look cool. I've never seen a nigga clearly trick off on a female and a nigga be like, ooh, I want to be like him. That nigga just spending all his money. I've never seen a nigga say that. Cause it's not cool. You look like a bitch ass nigga. Let's keep it real. You look like a corny, no game, no lingo, no nuts having ass nigga when you do that.
Yeah, like you lead it. Like I look at a nigga like that who just, like you say, never had no game, and your money defines you. You lead with your money.
You lead with your money.
You know what I'm saying? You can't get a woman to fuck with you for you. So you got to give her money for her to entertain you. Exactly. And that's what's not about tricking.
Nope. You got to when the money's gone, she's gone.
Exactly.
See what I'm saying? And how you. And it's harder to do these days, I'm gonna keep it real, because of the intense level of tricking that we have in our culture, and because of city girl culture, and because of prostitution culture, and because of ratchet culture. All this nigga, if he ain't trying to fuck with me, pay my bills, cash out me, nigga, what fucking Netflix and chill, what's your net worth, all that city girl bullshit. when that shit came along, that really set us back. That shit, when the female rappers, when that wave hit, we'll say like, what was that, like 2019, 2018? Really when Cardi B came out. That was like, what, 2017?
Yeah.
When Cardi B came out, that whole tricking, fucking nigga, if he can't do this, that for me, that whole narrative was born. Cause it's like reborn.
Cause in my thing, there's no authentic way for us to grow a true connection if I'm leading with money. Cause first of all, if I'm giving you money, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear nothing. Your opinion doesn't matter.
Right.
But at the end of the day, if we have a genuine connection and you don't rely on my finances, a man has no choice but to respect you for who you are as a woman and what you bring to the table. And to be honest, my girl, my woman who I'm in a relationship with can get the world. But that's because she's earned that right, and through her doing her due diligence and just
you know why she get the world?
Person.
Do you know why she give you the world? Or why she gets the world? Because she's already giving you the fucking world. You get the world because you gave me the fucking world.
It's reciprocation.
See what I'm saying? These motherfuckers want the world and don't even want to cook me a pack of noodles. See what I'm saying? I supposed to crawl and yes ma'am, no ma'am, aye, all that bullshit, and you don't even want to make me a sandwich.
You know, and I'm about to get real vulnerable here. I'm about to get personal. Like, what my shorty now made me realize, I've always thought I was him, and a lot of people will probably agree. Just on some general, like, regular. I was
that's how you supposed to think. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. But she genuinely made me realize that I didn't know my true value and worth, because there was things and stuff that I was putting up with to be a good man and stuff like that, and things I was scared to ask about, talk about. Just as simple as being like, hey babe, right now I got a lot of stuff that I'm trying to invest on and save up for, so money a little bit tight. So, you know, we're gonna still do what we do, but I want to push it back a little bit and it be met with appreciation. That's not a conversation you should be scared to have with your partner.
It shouldn't be.
Someone that genuinely fucks with you. But a man won't even, a nigga will go lose his job going through all this and be more stressed out the fact that he can't take his girl out because now he not gonna know how she feel about it. You know what I'm saying? She gave me reassurance in many facets, to where it made me realize, like, damn, when real love is easy. You feel me? It has its moments, but when it's genuine, you don't gotta force or trick yourself into a position for a joint to fuck with you. You feel me? If she gonna fuck with you, she gonna fuck with you, whether you got $1 million or $0, because she likes who you are at the core.
Well, see, we not in that place no more. I hear a lot of people say that.
Cause I'm like, God damn, bro, I was sleeping on myself. I'm like, I thought I was like, no, hell, she made me realize, nah, nigga, like, she be telling she be like, nah, you that nigga, like,
and
build you up.
And you want me to tell you what that is? That is a simple concept that every man deserves to have. And you know what that is? That's called ego stroking. Every man needs to have his ego stroke.
I say that all the time.
And there's nothing wrong with having your ego stroke, but these women are so proud, so prideful, black women are the most influential but most egotistical beings in the world. I'm gonna say that one more time. Black women are the most influential but the most egotistical beings in the world. I was just looking at something that one of my master teachers said. Black women don't know how to apologize. When the last time have a black woman said, I'm sorry? Not I apologize. When the last time have a black woman said, I'm sorry? There's a difference between, follow where I'm going with it.
Very seldom.
There's a difference between saying I apologize and I'm sorry. I apologize is surface level. You apologize to a fucking dog if you step on his foot. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I mean, I apologize. I'm sorry is connected to sorrow, which is connected to a feeling. Black women are so egotistical, they don't want to admit that they feel something if they do something wrong. I'm sorry is too humbling for them to do. That's why they say, I apologize. How many black women have you seen say, I'm sorry, will you forgive me? They don't ask for forgiveness because, again, oh God, I can't say that. The masculinity in me won't allow me to God forbid I ever say I'm sorry and ask for forgiveness. I can't do that. That's the issue. The ego has been reinforced in black women so much over and over and over. Let me tell you something.
Real fast, 30 minutes left.
30 minutes? Okay. Black women and accountability are like day and night. Accountability does not exist in our community, period, but it does not exist with black women.
It's so funny that you say that, bro. Because I'm gonna let you get back on point, but it's that one meme that I always saw with two kids fighting outside the bus, right? But a nigga's dodging it, and on that one it says women in it says accountability swinging, and then it's like women like doing it back.
They will fucking snap their spine before they let accountability touch them. That's my point, and it's not a joke. It almost is like son to a goddamn vampire for them to accept accountability. They just, for whatever reason, whatever chemical imbalance, whatever emotional programming, all of the above, that is just inside of them, they just will not accept accountability. They just won't do it. It's almost like they physically can't do it. And we have to brunt the force of that. We have to be the ones to be like, okay, so you were completely in the wrong. You were completely out of pocket. But somehow, because you have an issue with accountability, because you've been so programmed to accept accountability and to say I'm sorry, now I as a man have to spend even more energy and go out of my way to somehow convince myself that it was my fucking fault. You see how crazy that is? I have to go out of my way and move all out of sort to convince myself that something that I did not do at all wrong, but somehow because you have an accountability issue, I have to make myself, I somehow have to find a problem that's not even there in myself to make you fucking feel better. That's fucked up. And when we just the statement that I just made, I'm classified as sassy. I'm sassy because you have accountability issues, you got daddy issues, you got mommy issues, you got self-esteem issues. I somehow gotta make a problem that I ain't even created, my problem, and I gotta figure out the solution because you got accountability issues. That's fucked up, man. And that's what we steadily are faced with as black men on a consistent basis.
So what do you think the black women went through or experienced to, like, why do you think that they are wired the way that they are?
I would just say that, like we discussed we discussed that the government, that had a big play on that had a big effect on that. But the plantation, it started with the plantation, that's the answer. Plantation, when they took these big muscular swole slaves that was the biggest, strongest, baddest motherfuckers on the plantation, and he got his wife there, or his fiance, or the future mother of his child, she pregnant, And guess what? Massa, because he already on some homoerotic, homosexual type shit that came from their culture, which is that Roman European, Greco-Roman European culture, where homosexuality already was super big in their culture anyway. You know, that started really with the Europeans.
Yeah. They've been very gender fluid for a long
gender
time.
fluid, that's a good way of putting it. Because they already gender fluid, they're incorporating their gender fluid habits onto the plantation. They take the biggest, strongest slave and they bend him over in front of the whole plantation, and they take his manhood in front of his wife, in front of his children, in front of the other slaves that look up to him. They bend him over in front of everybody and they take his manhood in front of everybody. And then when they done with him, they kick him and push him off. Like, yeah, this who y'all look up to? I just took his ass. This who y'all look up to? Oh, okay. And they just walk off. When you have that type of situation there, I don't give a fuck how big and strong you is, a motherfucker will never look at you the same. They will never look at you as a powerful individual after they just watched a man forcefully do that to you. Not willingly, because if it's voluntarily, I guess it's a little different. But if it's forcefully, like a nigga held you against your will and just took your manhood, I don't give a fuck how much a motherfucker respect you. That stain gonna be there till they die. It's gonna be there. Ain't nobody gonna be able to just erase that shit out of their mind that happened to you against your will. That's where it started. So when the woman, think about it. If that just happened to you and you go back to your quarters with your woman and she raised her voice to you and you try to check her, she say some bullshit and you check her, who you talking to? I just seen a nigga just, you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm, for real, do you see what I'm saying?
I understand.
Like, there's no way she gonna ever respect his she ain't gonna respect his masculinity no more. I just seen you get your shit took in front of me. I can't respect you no more. No matter how much I love you, how much I fuck with you, how much respect I got for you. After what I just seen happen to you, my mental just won't let me do it. And that's not where we are now. We might not be, and that's butt breaking. That's butt breaking. We might not be getting butt, we are still getting butt broken physically with the shit that they make these niggas wear and shit like that. But we're more so being butt broken mentally. We're being butt broken mentally. We're mentally being butt broken. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but what would you say to the black woman that would attest that their barriers and their defense mechanism is based off of what previous black men have done to them?
That's not an excuse, because every man is different. You are a fucking idiot to try to treat me based off what the last man did to you. Have you ever been to the same restaurant twice?
Absolutely.
Okay then, so if you go to a restaurant and the food wasn't good that time, does that mean you will never go again?
Depends on how bad the
I
food
mean,
was.
but I'm just,
but that's fair though. That's fair though.
But you see, but you get the point that I'm making though. Like,
fair, though.
I mean, I know you answering the question, but you get the point I'm making.
No, that's real though.
You still, what do you do? If anything, you go to another what? Location. You go to the same restaurant, but you go to another location. Like, okay, maybe it was just this location where the food was trash. I'm not just gonna stop going to McDonald's. I don't eat McDonald's, but I'm just using that as an example.
Yeah.
If I like McDonald's, if I go to one McDonald's and the food was trash, does that mean I'm never gonna go to McDonald's again? Or if I go to Olive Garden and that Olive Garden particularly was trash, does that just mean I'm never gonna eat Olive Garden ever again for the rest of my life? Hell no. I might just not go back to that Olive Garden. But they got hundreds of other locations, right? So I just go to another Olive Garden. So I'm not gonna hold the brand, which is the brand is the black man. I'm not gonna hold this Olive Garden location accountable for the food that came from this specific location because maybe just this location's food was trash? Why we don't get that same love? So I gotta sit here and deal with bullshit and issues and trauma and you having all these mental health issues because another nigga made you feel a certain way? Hell nah. I should get a reset and a redo because I'm not him. You know what I'm saying? No. I seen a quote a long time ago and say, don't bleed on people that didn't cut you. See what I'm saying? You bleeding on people that didn't cut you. If a nigga cut you and you bleeding, don't come over here bleeding on me.
Mm-hmm. And I asked that question too because, you know, as when this interview drops and stuff like that, there are gonna be people that's gonna ask that question because it'll come off of it's just if like, but then again, one could argue and factor this into women and taking accountability and not being accountable to the fact that you hold new men for the actions of old men.
Let me ask you a question. Mm-hmm. Who's allowed to tell black women the truth? Who?
It's supposed to be us.
We already know that don't work. So that's why I asked the question again. Who's allowed to tell them the truth? If your own men can't tell you the truth, what you want to hear from a white man? That damn sure ain't gonna get you nowhere because he the one who started this shit in the first place. Mm-hmm. So how the fuck can you trust him? Who can tell you the truth? Your friends ain't gonna tell you the truth because they just tell you shit to validate the bullshit you already feel. If you really think about it, that's why black women love being pandered to. You wanna know what's crazy, what I realized? What's black women's #1 genre of music? I bet you get it off the top of your head. Really think about it. What's the genre of music that black women love the most? Really think about it. It's super simple.
Definitely R&B.
What kind of R&B specifically though?
More like neo soul. Like...
No. From what time period?
Oh, early 2000s.
And what?
Late 90s.
Thank you.
Yeah.
90s R&B. If you meet 10 black women, they favorite genre of music, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, they're gonna tell you 90s R&B. Right? Would you agree with that? Wanna know why? Go back and listen to the shit they were saying in 90s R&B. Baby, I'm down on my knees, please. I ain't never gonna do it again. You my baby, I'm gonna give you the earth, the moon, and the stars. I'm gonna sing, baby, you are everything. It ain't nothing else I need. I'm talking about them niggas was going in.
But them niggas is also part of the reason why I'm a true romance. I'm a romantic ass nigga.
Listen to what I niggas was begging. Was they not begging? Tell the truth. Niggas was sitting there saying, I'm down on my knees. Niggas
dancing down the block.
Niggas was saying this in the lyrics. I'm down on my knees asking you to forgive me. Right? Mm-hmm. Why you think they love that music so much? Because it panders the fuck out of them. That's why they love it, because it's a false reality. They're stuck in that time of that's how a man is supposed to act when he loves you. That's how a man is supposed to act when he wants you. That's how a man is supposed to act if he really wants to be with you.
It's probably the signs of a manipulative nigga, low key, because all these R&B niggas be thrown off.
That too.
You know, it's like they all be having domestic and abusive cases.
No, hell yeah, that's a good point.
You feel me?
But even if we set that to the side, if we just look at the content of the lyrics, that's why they love this shit so much. Because they are on board with anything that keeps them in a fucking fantasy. As long as it keeps them in a fantasy, I just want to be here. I don't care about what's going on here. I just want to be here. That music keeps them, okay, he's going to do anything he needs to do. Everything he needs to do. He's going to beg. He's going to crawl. He's going to cry. He's going to roll over and bark like a dog and jump up and down on one foot. He's going to walk 10 miles to get me flowers. They gotta stay here. That music keeps them there. It's unrealistic validation that they get from that music, and that's why they love it so much, because they know it's not a real reality. But that music takes them back to a time and to a place where niggas collectively was acting like that, or at least giving off the vibe that that's what they was on. Like you said, because a lot of it was cap, even with them niggas, but it still gives the illusion that that's the time niggas was on. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why they love that music so much, because women love being pandered to. As soon as you don't, it's the same, women are emotional beings. Back in the 70s, when door-to-door salesmen would go around, they were not allowed to, when they knocked on the door, if a woman came to the door, this is real shit. If a woman answered the door when they was trying to sell something, they could not sell the woman the product unless the man was home. You know that? They could not make this, they could not even pitch the fucking product. They have to say, hey, is your husband here? Soon as they open the door, hey, is your husband here? They have to ask for the husband. Want to know why? Because marketing companies and brands knew that women were easily manipulated into buying something, into consuming. So they weren't even allowed to make a sales pitch unless the man was home. You want to know why? Because if the woman fuck around and buy some shit on an impulse, on an emotional, unrealistic, attached from reality purchase, the man come home and be like, what the fuck? Take that shit back. You know what I'm saying? Quick. So before they even wasted their time, they just asked for the man first. Bro, that's not by mistake. Women are pandered to in modern society because society knows that they are quicker to consume and they are quicker to receive than we are. If they can hit the woman, they can hit us. They know a lot of us are strong. A lot of us are weak now because you got big ass 300-pound niggas with beards twerking, talking about where the cash at. But for the most part, most of us are masculine. We ain't going for that shit. So they like, all right, we can't get them, so we'll target their women. And we'll hit them through the women. We'll attack them through the women. And women don't realize that their intelligence is being played on. They don't understand that they're intentionally being pandered to on purpose, because they know that that pandering is going to ultimately be weaponized against them. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that leads me into probably what we'll wrap it up on as far as, you know, this topic and things of that nature, though. Like, what is your perspective on?
I was gonna say it's 12 minutes left.
All right. What's your perspective on the single black mother and dating?
I think single black women,
because this is something that I've been seeing a lot on X, a lot of topic, and a lot of the shit that I've seen has been motherfuckers basically saying a nigga's a dumbass if he fucks with a woman with a kid, he don't got no kids, or if he plays a stepdaddy role, and you know, like things of that nature.
I wouldn't say he's a dumbass. I would just say that raising another man's child is pointless. I really feel like that. And as somebody who has been a part of that situation a few times, I'll say in my life, it's pointless. It really is. Because ultimately what ends up happening is it's 3 outcomes with that. One of the outcomes is they end up, well, we'll go with the most positive outcome first. Most positive outcome is you do that, you put the time in, you do the football practice or the ballet, the gymnast, you do all the daddy stuff that a daddy is supposed to do, and they honor you when they get older. They honor you, they pay homage to you essentially, they honor you, they recognize you, they acknowledge you, they continue to make you a part of their world as they get older, so to speak. That's the best outcome of it.
Yeah.
I just say, and one may say, well, that's your experience. But no, I've seen it in several different instances outside of my experience. So fuck those people who think that.
Right.
The second outcome is they end up reconnecting with their real father, and you end up getting pushed out the paint anyway. Kind of like, oh, well, yeah, I appreciate you, nigga, but now my real father won. Because you gotta think, especially women, they have a real, I'll just say children, period. They have at some point like a real desire to seek who their true father is. Like most motherfuckers want to know, like, yeah, I appreciate you, stepdaddy. You was cool and all. I fuck with you, but who's my real dad? That's the nigga I really want to have a relationship with. You know what I'm saying? Which you can't be mad at them for. That's their fucking biological father. That makes the most logical sense to want to have a relationship with that person. So if they end up kind of going on that wave, then you get pushed out of the way anyway, because no matter how much you contributed, they still want to put their energy into developing a relationship with their real father. Third outcome is you end up doing all that shit and all that goddamn, looking at, all that contribution and all that to the child, and they don't connect with their real father, and they just end up just pushing you out of the way anyways, just through life. Once motherfuckers get older, they start forgetting about motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Especially boys, or even girls. Especially boys, we didn't even say boys. Once the motherfuckers get their first sniff of some ass, they be like, yeah, I appreciate you, nigga. I need to go get up on this though. You know what I'm saying? And your work really starts to feel void. So I don't think men should stepfather other women's children. I think that it does. I think that most men don't want to do that shit. I just think that women automatically come with these like automatic package deals. Like if you want some of this pussy, you gotta be a stepfather. And niggas just agree to that. Let's just keep it a buck. Niggas agree to that shit because it's like, man, your mama really got some good ass pussy. That's the only reason I'm taking your ass to football practice. like your mama got some good ass pussy, and I really don't feel like taking your ass to football practice, but if I don't, it's gonna be an issue, and she gonna be we a package deal. All that bullshit. I've been hearing that shit for so long. Me and my son is a package deal. So you gotta sign up for the package deal. You get the package deal package. So it ain't cool, but it is.
A single black mother is her value less than a black woman without a kid? Like does that lower?
Hell yeah. Your sexual market value is lower when you are a mother. Yeah, it does. It lower. You are a completely different class of a woman that don't have a child. Completely different class. Having a child immediately lowers your sexual market value. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. And a lot of women don't like to internalize that. They like to still think of themselves. Let me just say this real quick. Women have no self-esteem. Women don't have self-esteem. When you walk up to a woman, you should have no problem if she rejects you. And a lot of men don't approach women because they're afraid of rejection. I just want to say these real quick about rejection. I know we got to close out, but I learned that rejection has the same chemical release as physical pain. When you get rejected, it releases the same chemicals as what we release if you slam a hammer on your fucking foot or something. It's the same physical pain. That's how bad rejection hurts. Just to give like context. So niggas don't like to be rejected, which is what I'm gonna say. But if you really realize before you walk up to a woman, like this motherfucker is the most unconfident motherfucker in the world that you really don't know. That's why they always be in the camera. They really just want you to get on there and be like, oh, beautiful, heart eyes emoji, you're sexy, oh my God, oh, bro, that's why they do it, because they need that shit to keep going. Women, period, nigga. My girl, your girl, his girl. Women do not have confidence. I don't give a fuck how much they try to present that they do. They just naturally as beings do not have confidence. That's why they always need some sort of validation. If you really notice, women need validation. when they put on a dress or something like that, they need you to walk up and be like, God damn, baby. They need that. Because if you walk past her in that dress and you don't say nothing, she gonna feel like shit. Whether she say something to you or not, inside she gonna be like, damn, I thought he would notice. He didn't even say nothing. They need that. That fuels their being. And any woman that says, nah, that ain't all women, that's cap. Women need that constant cheerleader like, you're beautiful, you're attractive, you're sexy, you're not fat, your ass looks good, your titties aren't saggy. They need that constant cheerleader to make themselves feel better about themselves. That's women generally, but black women more specifically, because they've, let's just keep it real, received a lot more, degradation than most other cultures.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny too, because like I'm seeing that as in a situation like, I spoke so highly of my shorty. She got a kid, you know what I'm saying? And maybe I'm in a situation that's an anomaly. Mm-hmm. Because when we first started dating, you feel me, like she came with me and was like, yeah, I'm not expecting you to come in and play a daddy role. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? She says, any relationship that you build with my son, I want it to be genuine. And I told her off the rap, I said, it's important for me as someone that had a stepfather one time that he still has a relationship with his father. I encourage that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to come in and just be like, yeah, nigga, little nigga, I'm your daddy now. You feel me? Like, no, that's important. I want him to have that relationship. And I'm like, he also don't even gotta call me dad. You feel me? Like, I'm not coming in here. But I'm coming, let me just get this point off real quick. You feel me? Like, but because I love your mama and you come from your mama, I love you guys collectively. You feel me? And at the end of the day, it's my responsibility. Say we grow, we grow old and we get married and shit like that, and then I have a kid with your mama. You're now related to my child. Right. You feel me? So but real quick, I'm just going to a deeper point. We didn't have that like. But the issue with that is what's forever gonna be an issue is because it's not your child. You will never really be able to discipline or to give instruction to them the way that you should be able to. Mm-hmm. Because guess what? What if you tell them something and that motherfucker just crash out and be like, you ain't my daddy? What you gonna do, slap him or slap her? Okay, and you gonna go to jail for child cruelty. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they really just bucked on you, you really can't do shit. And they technically is right. Like, fuck you. You ain't my daddy. What that little boy said on that shit that used to be Vine, you're not my dad. Remember that shit? You ain't my dad, nigga. So that's why I say it's really a waste of time. It's a waste, bro. It's they don't realize that even more goes to the point. Black women, one more thing. There was a clip real quick where a woman got snatched up. And these men automatically ran and jumped to her safety and her aid to come and help her. What if them niggas decided to be sassy? And they said, you know what? Since we so goddamn sassy, let your ass get snatched up then. So we ain't sassy when you need our help. Mm-hmm. We only sassy when it's something that you don't agree with. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. I had thousands of comments calling me a bitch ass nigga, you this, you that. Oh, this is sassy for you to say that. Mm-hmm. Still going over their head, so. Yeah. I am the womanizer. Yeah. Soheem Perry. It's your boy Swole. And like you said, look. We gonna be back. We gonna be back. And that's his opinion. And I still love my girl, and I still here. And hopefully, if you watching this, don't waste a nigga time, all right? Yeah, but we here, man. It's all good. It's your boy SWODAPOET. Soheem in the building, man. Woo! Great episode. Hope y'all took some talking points, man. And yeah, plenty more to come. Cheers!
Shout out Vision Network in this motherfucker. If you ain't with the Vision, you ain't with the network, nigga.